Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this live stream, we are going to be watching along with the KFC Big Bash. It is going to be the now stage in the competition where someone is going to be going home once again, and the other side, they will have to face off with the Sydney Sixers in the next game. My voice, it's 50-50 at the moment, I'll be honest, but hopefully it does stick around. Oh, it's already starting to warm up. By the sounds of it, g'day, Double David in the chat from Jay Hayes. We've got a whole heap of predictions already, so I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm waiting for Hamish's prediction to make my score. There's no chance of any points there as well. Currently, I mean, it's going to be very tricky for the winner of this game. That is for sure. At the moment, we have got some very loud music here in New Zealand for the game. I'm going to tune that down just a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're excited for this game. And also for the sevens that we've got later on tonight, the Champions Cup. It's going to be coming around the corner as well. But Usman Khawaja here, I'm going to be such an important player for them in this match. But it is the Thunder, and they'll be taking on the Adelaide Strikers, I should say. So, hi, how's it going? It's going very well, thank you, mate. Other than my voice at this stage, I'm kind of having to talk in a softer tone than I normally would. Feels very weird, but I am slightly doing that so that it does stick around for a bit longer. So hopefully you guys don't get annoyed with me slightly speaking softer today. I don't know, 89 says LJ, we have locked it in already. And also we have got there the Kieran, the Try, the T, and the George, and the New Zealand, the 6, the Hamish, the Billy. Yeah, and the Christmas say, we are in the red from tonight. As yeah, I did see that. It is switching around for the traffic light system. Not ideal here in New Zealand, that is for sure. And also I'm live stream on Twitch. A fortnight chapter 3, 5 wins in a row as well, says Brandon. So you nailed that one. And but currently we are only around 5-6 minutes away from this game getting underway. Looking through at the Adelaide Strikers lineup that they have decided to go with Matt Short, Alex Carey as the wicketkeeper, Ian Cobain. Been going pretty well recently. Travis Head, John O'Wells, Matty Renshaw, Tom Kelly, Henry Thornton, Harry Conway, Peter Siddle, and forward. But as I know, with the thumbs up as well, so he's tracking down under. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. And do let me know your predictions of how many runs are going to be scored here in this match. And super great job as well. And there says LJ. And also, we've got there, what's your Twitch name, Brandon? And they're from Ollie Wilson. But now what we will quickly do is we will go like that. Hopefully the scoreboard's going to behave itself. But as you can see there, it is going to be 59 matches out of 61. We are getting closer and closer to the end of the BBL. It's a shame. Even though my vocal cords may not be enjoying this competition, I certainly am. I hope you guys are as well. With the Sydney Thunder lineup, Alex Hales, Usman Khawaja, Matthew Jilks. He will be behind the stumps for this one. Jason Sanger, Alex Ross, Daniel Sams, Ben Cutting. It's a very deep lineup for them when it comes to the bat. And then Nathan McAndrew, Chris Green, Gurinder Sandhu, Tavia Singer, and then the 2 X-Factor players of Oliver Davies and also Brendan Doggett as well. And also we have got there, Jay. How are you, mate? Feeling better as well? Yeah, hopefully you are, Jay, from yesterday. Do let us know. And also we've got there, Dave. How are you, mate? As well, he's trucking down under. And also I'm going with the Thunder for the win because I actually recognise 2 of the players as well. And there, and also we've got there, I've just played Fortnite twice, so I'm still learning how to play. Says Frank there, and Brandon 509. So well from Brandon there, but currently we are sitting very close to the start of this match. Hopefully my voice will stick around for the rest of it. I do apologize if I sound like I'm talking like I'm trying to half by whisper to you while someone is sleeping. It's not the intention. It is just possibly for the longevity of the voice throughout the night. We've still got another 8 hours of live streams, which is quite a few, but we have still got the sevens that is coming up. We've got the semi-finals of the sevens and also the finals, and then also alongside that we've got Wasps versus Munster. That is going to be a very exciting game. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, top run scorer for the Adelaide Strikers. They won the toss. They decided that they wanted to have a bat here. Also, no spelling in there as well, says LJ. And also we have got there, tracking I'm almost there, mate. Should be right by Tuesday as well. And so that is good news. And also, hi, my friend Felix says hi. Welcome in, Felix. Hope you're doing well, mate. I'm gonna say Alex Carey. In fact, because he could have easily had himself the top run scored in the last match. And also we got there. I hope you're doing good, mate. And there's our hey, mate, come on, Adelaide says Dazza there. And also the Strikers 178. Be sure to get in your predictions, ladies and gentlemen. And also let's go Thunder. And also Whisper Sweet, nothing to us. Hello, mate. As well, says Aaron Smith. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well, mate. And currently, I mean, I probably could talk louder, but I don't want to risk it at this point in time with the voice. And also, we've got the cheers car wash guy as well. I'm going for the Adelaide Strikers, and there says LJ. And also the Strikers for 186. So we've had actually so far 14 different predictions or so for this one, and also 170 from Scott. We will lock that one in And also we've got the JR must have been those beers you were having with Grego the other night. And also 50-50 and 179 from Brandon. So we have locked that in as well. But Alex Geary at the moment, he is certainly a player to watch out for. He has got power for days. Did all right in the Ashes overall. Was very confident behind the stunts as well. 167 from AJ. So we will lock that one in as well. But currently, top run score. Oh, what's my prediction? I actually forgot about my own prediction, didn't I? Right. Adelaide Strikers up against the Sydney Thunder lineup. That does involve Daniel Sams, Nathan McAndrew, Gurinder Sandhu, and Singer at the MCG. I am going to say 165 is going to be the prediction there. 165, I'm liking it. And also we've got their Strikers 170 there. And also we have got their 145 for Music Kiwi. So we've almost got 20 predictions already, and we are getting close to the stage where I do tell you guys exactly who is winning in terms of the overall points. So we're getting closer and closer. But Alex Geary now getting closer to the pitch here at the MCG for this game, 167. Wait, so you're just going a little bit IBAL. I do like it. Do like it a lot. We have also got, there must have been Robbo smashing me with this hammer. What goes on in Australia? I actually have a picture of me at a party with a hammer. It's the only party I've been to. I did just have a hammer in my hand. I don't know where I found it, but it was my friend for the rest of the night. We've got the evening big boy as well. And it says so welcome, mate. And also we've got their BBL in the chat. But currently, the Adelaide Strikers, they won the toss. They decided that they do want to have a bet here on this MCG wicket. The drop-in pitch of the MCG, it's looking very nice indeed with the weather side of it. And hopefully the conditions will be favouring the batting and also the bowling for this one, in fact. Never mind both of them, but I get a 10-point leeway because I base mine on Hamish's score as well. And then, hey, Hamish says, Siddhartha there, welcome into live stream. Go the Thunder, says Las Vegas, and also we get a hammer / the mod spinner. I see. That makes more sense. So not literal hammer at a party. Forget I said that. I didn't ever have a hammer at a party. But also we got there, yeah, bro, how many chicks you smashed as well, man. Says Irish, says, I can tell you, even with a hammer in hand, I didn't smash anything that night. And also, they're live on YouTube tomorrow at 4:30. I'm reckon the Thunder will win. But hopefully we see the upset as well, says ED. So be sure to get in that prediction of how many runs you think they will get for themselves. South Africa versus India. The third ODI is going to be happening very soon. And hey, diddle, it's squiggle. That's on there. And also, I said 165 too, says Aussie Mozzie. So it is a good score to have. By the sounds of it, I'm going for the Thunder because I want to see the Sydney smash in the semi-final. So I said, Frank, yeah, imagine a Sydney derby there for the semi-final, and then you go through to the next one as well. And also we have got there, I must say you pronounce my name better than my friends. So I says, that's not ideal for you in that regard. But yeah, it is. I'll be honest, some of the names I do struggle with the first couple of times, but I slowly get a little bit closer when more videos return. We've got the couple coming very soon, as I bet they were impressed with the hammer as well. Says Hamish Spencer. I mean, it was a rusty old hammer that was, I think it was sitting down in the garden for about 5 years. It's going to be an in-swinging ball from Sandhu. And also 170 as well. And there says Robert, so we will lock that one in as well. Although I think I already locked it in, but we will do it as just a backup just in case we have not. But it is a single off the very first ball of this match. Alex Carey getting himself off the mark. Now, Matt Short in the last matchup up against the Hobart Hurricanes, he went berserk with a bat. They did put him down early in a catch. And then from there, he just punished them. And also we've got the 155. And also we have got the, did you see a video about I Am Sorry as well? I have not. Unfortunately, at this stage, I actually ended up, my plans for today, they slightly changed. Overall, I was just about to head to bed. And then I got a message from George and he was like, hey, what you up to? And I was like, yeah, no, not a lot. And then he came around for about 4 hours. So I went to bed at like 4, which wasn't ideal. But that is one of those ones. You just kind of adapt to the circumstances. Howdy, Rob, as well says J.A.'s, and also Rob or J. Old Robbo out to impress Lacey, I reckon, as well. And also they may also be because no one calls me by my actual name. That could be the case. And hey, David, that's my first prediction name. I just got here. Okay, no worries then. Someone else I think also has 170, so it's a popular number today. A little bit leg side-ish once again, and Alex Carey just whips it off for the single off the hip. We've got, hey Jay, how are you today? You're going to see a lot of me drinking. And by the way, try and keep the vocal cords intact for the rest of the live stream. But currently, 56% chance that the Thunder will be winning 170, please, big man, as well, says Captain James. No worries, mate. And also, we have got there. Did you get my prediction as well, says I didn't. Good evening, Sebastian. Hope you are also well there in Romania. Do let me know your score prediction for this one. A little bit of outswing. Go straight out to the man in the deep. Sandu so far, 4 singles of his first 4 ball, and I hope you feel good as well. And this is LJ. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. At this stage, I thought I would be more tired. It's probably going to be when we're live streaming at like 6 a.m. that I finally get hit by it. My tip is Thunder by 5 wickets as well. And this is ED. And also we're going to get better, getting better cheese roll as well. And also we're going to get ACB in it there from Jay. Currently now the Sydney Thunder, if they make it through, they get to take on the Sydney Sixers. So it would be a Sydney derby. A little bit of a way swing there for Sandu, hit down the ground though. And Alex Carey picking up the first boundary of the match now for the Adelaide Strikers. The Kiwi lads, if you haven't had any sleep at night during live streams, how come I never see your red eyes as well? Says Frank. That's a good question. I don't know. Now that you said that, I'm starting to question everything. Because that's the thing, like, if I stared at a screen for like 5 hours, surely my eyes would start getting a little bit red. Maybe I just had a real deep sleep for like 4 hours. You know? Maybe that was all that I did take. It's going to be leg side-ish. Alex Carey tries to whip it around. This could be a run out. Oh, it's hit the stumps, but yeah, it's going to be safe. And that will be the end of the first over, 9 runs off it. And that one, and also we've got the you ready for a red light thing. You know, have an excuse to stay home all day, or you now have an excuse to stay home all day as well. And also we've got the chat smashing a vodka in disguise. I mean, if I was, I've got 2 full glasses of it, so I would be absolutely hammered by the end of it. Get subtitles and get a mic and talk so quiet and get a speaker so we can hear, but you don't have to talk loud as well, says Xavier. Strategic. I was thinking about a whiteboard one other time as 188, my prediction average, bro. So we will lock that one in. So I stayed up to watch England versus West Indies. I'm not a heavy man, far from it as well. Yeah, it was very interesting to see. Like, I just got notifications on my phone because I get a notification every time there's a wicket. And my phone was just, and then, and I was like, what's going on? Another one before I even finished the sentence. And the West Indies, I ended up winning that game relatively comfortably. Follow us with Nathan McAndrew here, 14 matches, 12 wickets. Decent from him, indeed. And also, I went to bed early for this match and missed the late NFL playoff game, which is unusual for me because NFL is my number 1 sport, says BAL. Also, we're getting you slowly hooked on the cricket, perhaps. Maybe it's starting to sneak up there a little bit. Also, they're embarrassing. I understood the red ball part of it, but T20, 103 total as well. It's going to be leg side-ish from McAndrew, and it is called as a wide straight away. We have us got the away. This is showing, you are all right to have it. He is just worried because he has also got that same number there, but it is all good. And can I still predict that for the points going then? See what you do come up with the 11, currently sitting there off the first 1 over. So we have the same as and it's De Silva, still the West Indies keeper as well. De Silva. It's De Silva. I feel like this is one of your setups, isn't it, Jay? What's his first name? De Silva. No, I feel like I'm overthinking it as well. And also we have got that called the end of our Australia-USA match, the Kiwi lads. Is on there, says Robert. Yeah, it was a good one between the two sides. Australia working hard in that second half and getting themselves a date with South Africa now in the near future. And also I've got the I'm so mad on live stream right now. 2 people was teaming in solo. So on there says Brandon and also Joshua as well. Says Siddhartha, would you prefer Siddhartha or would you prefer Joshua? Do let me know, mate. And also thank goodness for Chris Jordan and Adil Rashid. Else they wouldn't have got the 100 runs as well. And also we've got I'm so worried I will jump off. And also don't worry, bro. We both share the points, no problem as well. And there. I'm like a little bit of that kind of teamwork makes the dream work, you know. Oh, that's off the edge, popping off the surface. And that is just going to be the dot ball once again. Yeah, Hamish staring at the screen can play havoc on your eyes as well. There's something else that plays havoc on one's eyes, but I won't go there as us, says David the Mod. Of course, we are talking about sugar, isn't it, David? Of course, the sugar side of it, no other thing that is slightly white or anything like that. Just over the only, it's a true story as well, says Derek. Okay. See, I felt like it was one of your Jenna ones setting me up again for failure. Perhaps that Hope is the wicketkeeper occasionally. Nick Puran as well. That's going to be a big shot from Matt Shaw. Big shot, I should say. Sorry. And he's not quite made it away to the boundary. Daniel Sands with a good throw in. run out opportunity, didn't get it in his hand. So if it was a good throw, and also we got there, why didn't you finish the sentence? That says JAs. Also says Aaron Spencer. It was probably because I have a short attention span. So halfway through, I probably forgot what it was. To be honest, and also we got there, Seb. So he's not keeping anymore in there. But Daniel Sams, he's got a bullet arm, but just didn't quite get that throw right for the trajectory. Matt Shaw gets himself the 3 runs. Have you ever fell asleep during these live streams at night? I have not. I've been close. One of them, I actually had to end the live stream early because I was all but falling asleep, even though I got up at one point and gone and got a drink. That was for a Gallagher Premiership final between Harlequins, which I don't understand how I ended up falling asleep almost in that game, but I think it was because I wasn't used to late night. Do you prefer freezing cold or boiling hot temperatures? I'm going to say freezing cold because I can always put more clothes on, but I can't always take more off. So that is why I would say freezing cold. Even though it's not too fun as you say, Amish, too much sugar causes diabetes, and that can blind diabetics, and that can blind diabetics as well. Says David the Mile, that's going to be a ramp shot attempted. Doesn't get onto it there for Alex Geary, currently sitting on 8 runs of 6 deliveries. And the Adelaide Strikers, they got off to a decent start in the first overs, face mask New Zealand 2022. Yeah, it does seem like we are going to have plenty of those in the near future. Definitely with the red light that we are sitting on at the moment and recess high, as I says Ollie Wilson. So it's probably a good thing that we had George round today. I assume he can still come around. He's just got to probably wear a mask and whatnot, unfortunately, for current times. Although, depending on, I'll have to look up the rules again. I've actually forgotten half of them. Shot down the ground there, going for the run out, went for the far end, just not quite able to get it as well. Vegan protein shake for dinner as well. And this is Aaron Spencer, and also what's a red light? Pretty much we've got a traffic light system in that situation of here in New Zealand. If it's red light, there's more restrictions compared to if it's green light. The moment they are just showing there. I mean, that's a pretty awesome ground. They've got the snow all around the ground here for these two. And also we've got there isn't a fellow in the windy squad anymore, but there's no need for him as well. A good old England took care of the embarrassment side of it. So I feel like I struggled to read that, didn't I? And also I prefer hot because a fan costs nothing to run, but it costs a bloody fortune to heat my room. This is BAL, and also it was great to see Johnny last night. I think him and Jay will get on. They do indeed very well. I feel like that's going to be 6 runs for Alex Geary. He didn't even try and overhit that one. He just kind of flicked it off the pad and said, yep, that'll do. And 6 runs. I'm on my green plates until mid-year as well. And there, on your green plates, is that a driving license thingy, my bob? Harry Spencer. Maybe. And also we're going to use to start a merch shop. Maybe one day we will be looking at a way of doing some sort of merchandise, maybe like a cap or something like that. T-shirt could be on the cards, but I think that is still down the line quite a bit further for ourselves. This is going to be Daniel Sands now once again smacked away to the boundary, not quite getting his line length right here so far, and that is going to be 10 runs of the first 2 deliveries. Yes, driving as well, and it was a pattern of hitting a boundary, then getting dismissed. Jason Roy, for instance, he had a 6, then got bowled on a full toss as well, and also we've got the yes, I'll buy it. And there as well says more cake. So yeah, maybe one day we will be able to add it in. I was actually going to get myself some cufflinks, as they are called, I believe, which is kind of like what goes on your suit for the wrist. And I messaged the people to make a custom cufflink of the Kiwi Lads logo, and they never replied, which was unfortunate. But I think that's because I was only, I only tried to make 1 set of them, I guess, rather than a few. So they were like, nah, it's not worth our time. I hope we're not able to head down to Asia. I'm afraid as well. What will happen to my dad when he heads down there as well. Says Frank there. And also Strikers made a good comeback. At the start of the season, they barely won matches as well. Says Gladiator Boy. And it's almost, the thing is, they were on a win streak since Rashid Khan's left almost. It's going to be a good shot from Alex Geary, but it goes straight down the ground to Chris Green. And I'm going to make a redouble or Redbubble store of the Kiwi Lads merchandise store will open on April 1st as well. And there says Xavier Brown, is that April Fool's Day? I believe, if I'm not wrong. And also we've got that Wednesday next day with no live stream as well. I'm thinking of doing a part 2 of my tournament on a rugby challenge. I believe, when is the next day we don't have live streams? Maybe Tuesday, but we've probably got some sort of video that we will be filming the other one. And also we've got there Hickwood from Auckland took the Omicron to the South Island as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of happens over the next few weeks. Definitely with Super Rugby, it's supposed to be starting up in less than a month. I don't think it will be, though, depending on how it does end up going in the near future as well. And does New Zealand have, it hasn't been bad. It's just now starting to get into the community. So they actually predicted that in a couple of weeks' time, we could have about 1,000 cases a day, which is not what you would want anywhere around the world, let alone in little old New Zealand down in the bottom corner. A little bit league excited. It's not a good ball from Daniel Sams, and that's racing away for the 4 runs. Once again, moving up now to 30 runs for these Strikers. I know that sucks as well, and you should make a cat, or your cap, the face of your merchandise as well. And I was grinding some challenge for today. This is Amy Spencer, and I will ask you guys the question, Rugby 22, just around the corner, with seeing the gameplay that was recently released. Do you think you'll get it? And also, we get 100 case a day and day. And this is LJ, and also we all want England. We all want England to have 1,000 cases a day, yeah, because they have currently got a huge amount. That's once again Daniel Sams not flying to the radar. 19 runs off that over, and that is a very expensive one to close out the. In fact, it's not even closing out the power play, and also I think government is clever enough to keep sports going in some form or another as well. And then no, I don't. You do want 1,000 cases because everyone gets natural immunity as well. And there, the moment. Gil Christie was just doing a little bit of fielding before this match did get underway. But currently, Alex Carey sitting on 20 runs of 11. Matt Short, he's sitting on 13 of 7 deliveries as well. And also, we've got the I'm doing part 2 at 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m. in 2 days as well, says Brandon there. Chris Green added into the bowling attack. They've currently gone for 34 runs so far, going out over 10 runs and over. And we did see in the last game, we saw the Perth Scorchers. They were just going and going and going, able to get themselves up to 185 or somewhere around that mark. Also, we have got there. I don't know whether or not I can read that out for that one. Currently, Green, it's going up in the air. Alex Carey just chipping it out onto the outfield. The 2 runs, Jason Sanger, older fielder. He's actually been going very nicely. I have hot dogs for breakfast. Oh, that's very nice. I would love to be able to have a hot dog for breakfast. What did I have for breakfast last night? I think I ended up having, or this morning, I guess it was, in fact. I probably ended up just having like hot chips or something like that, possibly. Also, my niece in England says their PM is a Muppet as well. And this is JA's well fielded there by Tavita Sanger. He's been able to cut it off, and because of it, it does save at least, I'd say it saved 3 runs there. I think that was going away. And also, we've got the unhealthy go Jim as on there as us, and also Scott Morrison over just another then says Xavier. Although I don't know how much into politics we can go on these live streams because YouTube will be like, not happening. But currently, the Sydney Thunder to win this game, they're sitting 42%, and they were actually 56% the favourites just before this match was taking place, but still plenty of runs ticking over for the Adelaide Strikers now. Matt Shaw on strike, 2 out on the league side. Oh, a little bit of extra pop off the surface there for Cam Green. And also, we know the Strikers bat. They bat aggressively, so bowl wide Yorkers, or else we know they play aggressively as well. And there says Gladiator. And also, we've got their life is too short to have to go to the gym as well. And also, let's talk about you, me and you. Let's talk about me and you. Is this a song that we're talking about? And also, we've got there. Hey, I'm missing my show that we are doing on Twitch. As on there says Brandon, so we'll have to check it out a bit later on. It's going to be, it's worth a bit of a shout, but I think it was bouncing over the stumps there. And also, yeah, David Boris Johnson is considered to be the worst PM in the history of the UK. There you go. I saw a meme of him trying to open an umbrella, and it didn't quite work out for him. And I was like, go, Jim. So I said to Spencer, I should probably start doing some form of exercise for myself. If I'm being honest, just something. Keep the body ticking over. That is going to be straight up in the air from Matt Short. The man is back there. He's not. He's messed it up, Daniel Sams. He couldn't line it up in the air, and that is going to be once again the luck falling the way of the Adelaide Strikers. Adelaide seem to be off to a confident start. They do indeed. And Daniel Sams, he just ended up misreading it. He ran forward, he ran back, he ran to the side. And he ends up putting that ball down normally pretty safe in the field for Daniel Sands as our Karate Kid and Prime Minister. And also we've got there, Adelaide seems to be off to a confidence start. Oh, what happened there? Format shorty pulled out of that extremely late. Are you going to die anyway? I might as well die happy and full of hot dogs on there. Says a BAL. But currently Cameron Green 5 runs so far off this one. It's going to be whipped to the league side. It looks like they might be able to sneak the 2. No, they will just get the single. And that will be the end of the over. That could be overthrows. No, good backing up. Now, after the 4 overs, after the power play, I should say, it is 40 for none. Nice. I feel like that is going to be every 3 or so overs today. I think it would be very strategic. Then I just have a little sip. Geez, I thought he looked probably as though he's definitely an upper class twat. But currently the power play could have been the wicket is short there, but just missing out. Currently Alex Carey sitting on 23 runs so far. And this first innings off 13 balls as well. He has done very nicely, but Daniel Sands just ended up slightly, I guess you could say it's slightly moved in the breeze or something like that. I'm not sure what made him miss up in terms of the lining up. No, not necessary. You can still survive without going to the gym. So I says Frank there. Now Tavita Singer. Oh, sorry, Tanveer Singer. Who's Tavita? Tavita Kurandrani, I think I'm thinking of. But Singer now bowls his first delivery, well bowled by the youngster. Now he has a very good economy rate. And him and Alex Carey just having a bit of a chat at the non-strikers end. This game, it is the knockout. Whoever loses this game goes home. Whoever wins it goes on to face the Sydney Sixers. Use of the feet there from Matt Short. Singer goes out and he does cut it off. Does mean that it is just the one. So now Alex Carey on strike, the left end. I feel like this will be a good battle for Singer. He is pretty much used to bowling to right-handers at this point in time, but I think he quite enjoys the occasional left-hander as well. And also, the only bad thing is that he said to bring your own drinks as well. And there's his Aaron Spencer. But currently, we are at the MCG for this game. I believe the next match, it is going to be at the SCG. And also, if you don't go to the gym every day, you die as well. There's Aaron Spencer. She'll be right. Oh, Alex Carey, he's like that one very much. He hasn't got enough. That's a dreamer of a catch there from Daniel Sampson. He's just made up for the one that he dropped in the last over. Because that is absolutely outstanding from that man. So I think he was furious at himself. He ends up taking the catch. He's still disappointed that he put down the last one, but that is going to be Alex Carey now, who is out for 23 runs. Does get the high fives. He's not a happy man, Daniel Sams. He'll go and smack a few sixes later, I think. But Alex Carey didn't quite get it. Daniel Sams, great take from over the shoulder. And also we've got that home splits out of them. Why are you not dead as well in there? And also we've got the I have never set a foot in the gym in my life. And I'm a junk food junkie and perfectly healthy as well. She's a BAL there. So yeah, it just depends, doesn't it? Like it depends on what you like to do, really, because some people like they do want to go to the gym all the time. Other people they're like, yeah, no, we'll just stay at home. You know, home is a nice place. I got a green screen. I could just set the background as I tell you what. That's an idea. Gym. Images. Where's a gym? I got to find one without people in the background. There you go. Look at that. I mean, you didn't say anything about using the equipment at the gym. So you just go like this. Get rid of the drop bear because, oopsies, that's the wrong button. We'll get rid of that one. Now it's just green for a moment, but I can just literally put a gym behind me. And then it's as if I'm exercising, but I'm not really. You know? Here we go. Look, I'm in the gym. That's what I'm supposed to do if you don't go to the gym every day. So apparently I'm in it now. And also I've got the I don't walk everywhere, but I can't be, when I can't be bothered to go out though as well. Or I do walk everywhere, I should say. Currently now going back across field with that one. Crossfield, that almost sounds like a cross kick in the rugby side of it and just go out for walks. And the most important thing is not to be sedimentary or sedentary. It's a fancy word as well. I don't like the gym in the background. I'll be honest. I'm going to go back to the MCG, which is a very nice stadium. There we go. We have got it back as well, but currently now it is going to be Sanger. Once again, who will be bowling this one. And yes, the next match is SCG Kiwilades in the finals at Marvel. So it should be a very exciting one. See how those games do end up going. Cobain, it's well bowled by Sanger once again. And also we've got there, come on, mate, at least to make a background, a female rover class as well. Tell you what, I actually had to go through a couple of the images and make sure there wasn't a female in the background because I know what you guys are like. It'll be well bowled once again by Sanger. This is a very good over from him. Only the 2 runs of it also getting the wicket. And now the score is going to be 1 for 42. And also we've got there, really, and also yes, David, and there as well. But currently they are just showing a couple of the classics. All right, Daniel Sams, he ends up messing up when it came to Matt Short, getting able to take that catch. It could have been the end of Matt Short early, and we actually saw that in the last game up against the Hobart Hurricanes, and he did punish them for putting them down. And also, 100% legit as well. And there's Aaron Spencer. Also, we got there, Frank, I don't know. As well, I think he is, but it's always hard to tell with him because, you never know what's going on in the Hamish Spencer mind. I think he would be joking, though. I feel like he would be, maybe. And also we've got that, I've been telling him that for ages as well. And there's his BAL. Yeah, you guys want to watch me or kind of have me commentate beach volleyball as well? That would be an interesting one to do. And certainly wouldn't offend anyone to try and read the chat. We're currently now Jason Sanger ready to go. And George was actually saying he was thinking about going to McDonald's tonight. I believe he did say so. I wonder whether or not he did do it. Maybe he's getting a little bit of practice in before our chicken nugget challenge, which will be coming, I believe, actually sometime either next week or the week after when we do get all the boys together, or at least me, George, and then my mum has to film it. So after that, we were all good to go, though. But currently now, Cobain sitting there 0 runs off 2 deliveries so far, yet to get himself off the mark, but he's a very talented batsman. And also we've got that wouldn't offend me as well. And also we've got that, I can feel all that yummy hot dog goodness soaring through my clogged up veins as mud wrestling, Amish women's mud wrestling. There's David. That's going to be a nice ramp shot. And just going down, and Alex Ross cuts it off. They do just get the single. That was a massive overthrow. And because of it, they get themselves an extra run. And they shouldn't have been able to there for that one. At least if you commentate beach volleyball, the viewers will grow. I mean, I don't know if they will, though, because people will just be very angry at me as well. So, synchronized swimming is always a good watch. Some lovely camera angles. And also we've got there, can you do track streams as well? What is track streams? Irish Spencer. Because if you're talking Formula One, which I don't believe you would be, Isaac is actually quite keen to do a couple Formula One live streams in the future, perhaps, which would be kind of cool. Although the only problem is they are in the middle of the night here in New Zealand. Currently 1 for 46 here for the Strikers after 5.3 overs. Taking over quite nicely on women's wrestling and beach volleyball are the future of streaming as well. And in there, and I was saying, just don't push yourself too hard. You might hurt yourself as well. Says a Frank, but currently now Alex Ross. It is good to see him back. The sweep bowler, just nice cut shot there from Matt Short, who now moves up to 20 runs. So how much will they regret putting that man down? We did see for the game up against the Hobart Hurricanes, like I mentioned, they put him down when he was on about 20. And then from there, we did actually see him go on to get himself almost to the 90s as well. And wet t-shirt tennis as well. Is that a real thing? Or is that just a thing made up in your imagination, BAL? I feel like there is probably, that's the thing. There are a lot of things about swimming streams as well. And there says Aaron Spencer. I mean, to be fair, the Olympics, with a bit of swimming perhaps we could end up covering. Although I guess it's all about learning the people first before the races type thing. It's going to be hit straight back down over the head of Sanger, and that is going to be 4 runs for Matt Short to close out the over. Sanger ends up going for 10. In fact, he went for 12 because that is a 6 there for Matt Short, striking it beautifully. Tracks like athletics, like running Kiwi lads as well. Vlogs Clive Palmer, mate. And there as well. And there it says Xavier Brown, and also it should be it'll make the Australian Open much more interesting as well. I bet George and Isaac will be back in the flash to watch, or back in a flash to watch the Brazilian women's beach volleyball team 2022. So it says David the Mod. More than likely, yes. Rishabh Pant taking the catch. Shahar getting the wicket of Milan here for the South Africans early on. And also we've got Vote Clive Palmer, mate. I believe that is. And also we've got that noise here, Xavier. And there sounds like it's split in opinions in the Australian territories at the moment. But Cobain, 4 off 5. Sanger, really 2 off 6. He has been bowling, and also he was able to get himself the wicket. So a little bit earlier on, but now the run rate has gone up to 9. They need to try and shut this one down a little bit more than they are at the moment. Once again, another little ramp shot. Is that for the single? He tried to sue Western Australia as well. I assume that didn't go well, though. When you think about it, trying to sue a whole, kind of area of the country. The most sixes, Matt Short is actually second on that list at the moment. The only man above him, it is McDermott. Ben McDermott, I should say. And also we got the Hamish. How's your day going today? It's going all right. I did sleep for some of it. I also had George Round a little bit earlier on, so that is why I was a little bit later starting off this live stream, as I did end up going to bed at 4 p.m. But we're all good. We're going to be through the night, and then I can sleep for 36 hours like a bear in hibernation. We have got the Kiwi lads for Prime Minister. I don't think that would be a good idea because I am way too easy to convince to change things. As also, I would be sitting there and someone would be like, hey, we're gonna add 7 KFCs per city, and I'll be like, oh, it's not the best idea, it's probably not good for us. And then they'll be like, oh, go on, and I'll be like, oh yeah, all right. And then that would be literally how every meeting as Prime Minister went. And I'd be missing out on that one for Cobain, but he's currently sitting on 7 of 8 deliveries. Matt Short sitting on 27 of 18, so he's got himself the highest score out of any batsman for the Adelaide Strikers so far. Alex Geary dismissed for 23. Hit down the ground once again, and that is going to be kept to just a single. Nicely done for Sang. Another very economical over so far, actually only going for the 5 runs of it, and Ukraine is getting involved as well. And in there it says Amos Spencer. I couldn't tell you too much about Ukraine other than the fact that their flag is blue and yellow, just because I know flags, but I don't know countries too well. Also, someone who's from Ukraine is Ukrainian. That's like the most useless fact that I could have come up with on the spot there, wasn't it? I was like, you do amazing live streams on cricket and rugby. I just Carlos, thank you very much, mate. It's usually appreciated. We've got plenty more of them coming in the future as well. That's close. And also, wait, did I say involved or invaded? Are they getting invaded, not involved? And also, do I spy a beard making a comeback as well? This is trucking down. No, I'm working hard. I'm trying to see whether or not it will grow back and actually be decent this time. And also, they're saying it's a 10-kilo trophy here. Well, that's for the World Cup. As all we do see, but October 22nd at the SCG, it is going to be New Zealand taking on Australia. That should be a very good game indeed. But yeah, I am thinking about maybe shaving the mustache at some stage. Maybe it disappears for a little bit of time and hopefully grows back better than this. and also we've got their trucking. It's a long and slow process, mate, as well. And then also Kiwi lads would be the best as Prime Minister. We would be able to do anything as well. Says Frank, yeah, I feel like that's why you don't want me as Prime Minister. As I'm chocolate cake and coffee now as well. Who says you need a healthy breakfast to start the day? Oh, I wouldn't mind a chocolate cake, though. Be all right, wouldn't it? Currently 7 overs down. Daniel Sams charging in. It's a nice cover drive from Cobain, who was able to hit it straight out to Nathan McAndrew. He's been able to field it at deep cover. We have got there. And then on there, and also we have got there Hamish, Australia versus South Africa, and England versus Argentina semi-final in the Rugby Sevens tonight. They are indeed, and we are covering both of those games on the channel. That first one is going to be at about 2:09 a.m. and the second one just after that. And also we have got there my best memory of your live streams, Hamish, was doing all the cricket series, Hamish, and then doing all the Super Rugby matches. Thanks for all these live streams, Hamish. No worries at all. And we have still got Super Rugby just around the corner. The Six Nations as well is coming extremely close. And also, it's a long and slow process, mate, as well for me, beard, of course. And also, we have got there, Hamish, tell us who you vote for as well. Says Xavier Brown. I mean, I'm from New Zealand, so it wasn't the one that you mentioned earlier on. His name I've already forgotten a little bit. But yeah, overall, you know, I'm a pretty stock standard individual. You know, I just look at the paper, go, it's all right. Just, yeah, kind of put that one a bit creepy as on there. See that David the mod. Currently, we have got there, Hamish, you're weird. As well as this Frank, I think that's actually Hamish Spencer, though. That's probably the first time someone said someone else with the name Hamish is weird rather than myself. So I'll take it. Thank you. Cobain, 9 runs off 11 deliveries. Oh, straight to short cover. Should we have some sort of goal, ladies and gentlemen? What should the goal be? And if we hit that goal, I will shave the mustache, which I'll regret because my top lip will get cold. But after that, are you right wing as well in there? Says Xavier Brown. For the first, when I read that, I was like, hang on. So number 14 in the rugby game, but I realized it wasn't that case. I'm pretty much pretty just basic, I guess. I don't really get too involved in politics overall, I guess. And I mean, Hamish Spencer, not you, Hamish, as well. Says Frank there is going to be going straight to Ben Cutting, who has been able to feel it. First thing I've eaten in 3 days is watermelon dessert, and you're talking about cakes and hot dogs. I thought of it makes me feel sick. How was the watermelon, though, Jay? Because I absolutely love me a good watermelon. They're expensive here in New Zealand at the moment. That's the only problem. You get one slice for $5, and then, it's gone. And then you're just like, well, that was my $5. Oi, stop the political bollocks. Come on, lads, that's too mean to as well. And there's Sebastian. Daniel Sands here. Currently only 2 runs off this over. That's a better one just over the top of the field, though. And Cobain will find the 4 runs. Oh, where's Katie? I want to tell him more about Vegemite as well. And this says, and you will never get a girlfriend. As well. And this says, I think he might have a girlfriend, if I'm not wrong. And he said that the relationship, he described it as, it's all right. As well. So, I mean, it's all going smoothly. It's all smooth sailing. At the moment, Daniel Sands, that was a brilliant catch when he was able to dismiss Alex Carey. It was juicy and sweet, $3.50 a kg. Oh, so I think we're sitting about $5 a kg here in New Zealand at the moment, if I'm not wrong. Cakes, hot dogs, and bourbon biscuits, and not a gym within walking distance as well. And Thunder gone, and there says more cake. But currently, the Sydney Thunder, they've got a 45% chance of it being able to go on and win this match. I think I've had a mustache for about 4 years, or 3 years or something like that. And your hand doesn't count for us, says David the Miner. And was that a full melon, G? Is on there, says Robert. One thing that annoys me, I feel like this is probably, it's a 50-50 one. The seeds in a watermelon, some people don't like them, and other people, they go and they just eat the seeds. And I'm like, what are you doing? Don't eat them, plant them, get more watermelons. Should I try I'm going to try and grow a watermelon in my backyard. In the garden, of course, not just on the grass. Currently, Matt shot 28 runs, 20 deliveries, hitting that one to the leg side out to square leg. It's going close to the boundary, but Cameron Green, his name's not Cameron, it's Chris, and he has been able to cut it off in the deep, get seedless as well. Is that a thing? I swear, because I'm from a small town, they're just you've either got seeds or you don't get the watermelon. I don't really give you the option of a seedless one. How does a seedless watermelon grow, though, Jay? Because the seeds are the part that you plant to try and get another watermelon. So how do you get the seedless watermelon in the first place if you can't get a seed to plant it? It's a good question. 9:50 p.m. at night. Normally not our thinking time, I'll be honest, for myself. It's going to be fielded in the deep once again. Just stick it over nicely with the run rate. It's also sleep deprived. Hamish will ask you all these weird questions as well. So you will have to get used to it throughout the night because there will be plenty more of them coming. The same way seedless grapes grow. Just cut the watermelon, just get the watermelon cut in half as well. And then also you can get a tub in town. I live in for $3.50 Kiwi lads. So on there says Robert, and also we've got there now, Rob, just a quarter, mate. And also one day I'll tell you why I stopped eating Vegemite Marmite. But it's a nasty story, so I'll keep it in reserve. So I'd imagine telling girlfriend that our relationship is all right, yeah. It's, how can watermelon seeds affect people? I don't get it as well. I mean, it depends if you like eating them. Oh, that's the 6 runs. Once again, the catch has been put down. I mean, here's an unpopular opinion. I'm not the hugest fan of raspberries because they piss me off. Because you gotta like eat them, and the seeds are just annoying. Raspberries, they're nice and they're sweet and whatnot, but you just gotta like, I can't eat them without thinking, oh, these seeds are bloody annoying, aren't they? I was like, let's go. Says LJ, and also we've got that. It's these cricket supermarkets. They have the monopoly on watermelons as Australian-owned supermarkets too. Says that David the Mod. And yeah, they decide because they're going to be in slightly, I guess you could say, lower stock. Well fielded in the end by the Thunder to be able to stop that one from rolling through, I should say. But Nathan McAndrew so far, 14 runs. It was 1.4 overs. Cobain, he's sitting there 19 off 16 balls, match short. The other end of the field, he's sitting at 91. That's a lie. That's 31 of 22. You can get yellow watermelons, but expensive as, and in Japan, they manipulate the watermelons into the cube, easier to stack and transport in a truck or trailer as well. There you go. Also, we have got the seeds can cause appendicitis. Have you had your appendix removed already? Then you're all good. Oh, okay. That's a very fun fact. Well, not really a fun fact for the people who get appendicitis, but a fun fact for those who now know that information. As well, I feel so enlightened at the moment. Also, we've got our Hamish Broken Auntie will be coming this game, few hours of commentary with us. I think she is. It's actually, she went to bed very early tonight because she did just get home a little while ago. And also those cute melons are so weird looking as well, says BAL. And also, orange, mango, apple, and mandarin seeds, but watermelon as well. And there says Aaron Spencer. And also we have got their BAL they are as well. Currently now Nathan McAndrew bowls it. A little bit of an off cutter there, the way that he delivered that one. And BAL they are as well. And therefore those cube melons are weird looking. I guess because that's the thing. It's like having, can you make a square apple? Do you think that's a possibility? Square apple. Is this a thing? It's a thing. It's not a real thing, I don't believe, but they're just going to leave weird pictures of like a square apple. That's very concerning, looking at a square apple. And also you can get strawberries in Japan that cost over £5,000 each. Geez, that's strategic. I should definitely grow some strawberries and just sell them for a fortune. And oi, bro, is on there. And also we have got there. I didn't know that I have been eating seeds for a while now, but I haven't had anything happen to me. I think you'll be completely fine. Like normally it's probably a rare occurrence that it does take place. But yeah, you should be all good. As long as you don't like eat seeds and like just literal seeds. Although saying that, some things you do eat. Sunflower seeds, you're supposed to eat them in seed form rather than actually eating the sunflowers that are not that nice, I wouldn't think. I also showed game, yeah, as and if Sixers beat Sydney Thunder or Strikers, what do they get as well? So pretty much in this situation, whoever wins this game goes on to face the Sydney Sixers. Whoever wins that game goes on to face the Perth Scorchers in the final. They use them as courtesy gifts at posh parties. So I said BAL. I mean, it's a very posh party if it's £5,000. Like, that's quite a bit, isn't it? Straight off the mark, I'm going to have another beverage. Here we go. I'm posh. He's Aaron Spencer. He's sure. Short ball. Once again, and it is going to be jumped on by Short. 32 runs now he moves up to. For himself, getting closer and closer to that half century. And also, but imagine dropping one on the floor and someone stands on it as well. And also Posh Spice. And there says J. Hazel with the question mark. Has Cameron Green got a mustache or does he not? I don't know. What should we have? We should have some sort of goal that if we had a certain light goal or something along those lines, or maybe a certain run goal in this first innings, I could shave the mustache at halftime. We have got there another sip of vodka. Yeah, got to do it. And that is going to be racing away for 4 runs. 83 for 1. And also there's 3-second rule, bro, as well. And also, so for example, beat Sixers, that means it will be Perth Scorchers versus Adelaide Strikers as well. So if the Strikers do win their game, yep, they will be through to the final. So they've still got another 2 games theoretically before they are winning the BBL completely. As their next game, and then the game after that, Usman Khawaja. Not too happy with the way that this is going at the moment for the Sydney Thunder. The Adelaide Strikers have picked the perfect time of the competition to peak, and now they are currently sitting with a 63% chance of going on to win this game. We work to the leg side once again. Cameron Green, Chris Green, Chris. His name's Chris, not Cameron. It's close. It's Chris. As Posh Spice was the most unposh person in Britain. She's from Essex, which explains it all. As well, and also we got a BBL in the chat, and also watermelon, Gatorade, and vodka as well. Posh in the currently now whipped away to the leg side. It's a decent over for the Adelaide Strikers. In the end, it did end up going for the 12 runs, and that's going to be 10 overs down, ladies and gentlemen, already. Sitting there, 10 overs, 85 for 1 here for the Adelaide Strikers. I will quickly let you guys know what we are covering on the channel later on today, while we have got ourselves a little break. So pretty much for the next little while, we have got games, and we got games, and we got games. As also at 2:09, it is going to be South Africa versus Australia in the semi-final of the Sevens. 2:31 will be England versus Argentina in the other semi-final, which then will lead us into the final a little bit later on in the night. 4:15 a.m. Thinking about doing the Champions Cup, Munster versus the Wasps. If that game is finished in time, 5:59, third and fourth final live stream. And then from there, 6:26 will be the women's final. 6:56 will be the men's final as well. And also get the 3-second rule as a load of bollocks as well. Once it's down, it's dead as well. Says BAL. Depends on how kind of carpety your carpet is. Sometimes I agree with you. If you drop something like a scoop of ice cream on the carpet, 3 seconds ain't gonna save that ice cream. It's just one of those ones. The stream was good until Amy Spencer ruined it as well. And there's this Frank, and also we've got there. The Challenger game is Wednesday night. So this game of the winner. Also, this game of the winner playing that match. But who is opposite, I have no idea. It is going to be the Sydney Sixers as the opponent for that upcoming one. But we've still got another 7 hours of talking coming up on the channel. So if you do enjoy talking, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But Short at the moment sitting on there on 33. Once again, they have put him down earlier on in his innings. They can't keep doing that because he keeps on scoring runs every time that does happen. Cobain at the crease as well, 28 runs off 22 deliveries. And Alex Carey, he was dismissed, 23 off 14. And also, I watched a cooking show once as well. And also, and the host dropped a piece of cheesecake and he scooped it up and ate it. I never watched it again. Jeez, that's brutal, isn't it? And also, we've got there, you'll Gatorade, mate, as well. It says David the Mob, and now Jason Sanger back into the bowling attack. He's actually been very impressive with the bat in hand. Ball in hand so far, though. And also, you will never see me again. As I was saying, Spencer, so he is going into hiding, perhaps, in that regard. Hibernation. I wouldn't mind going into hibernation at the end of the night. I feel like I will sleep for a day, a full day maybe. I'll just go out to it. I was about to close my eyes, but I realized how bad of an idea that would have been. Currently, I will keep you guys updated with what's going on in the sevens as well. Ireland women's side taking on the Irish. Ireland versus English, sorry. That one's going to be it down the ground. 6 more runs for Matt Short. I once drank 10 cans of Fanta at my primary school fair. That's an effort and a half. I have to agree, once it's been dropped, it's over as well. And there says Sebastian also, imagine how many people have been walking on that floor in the studio as well. Says a BAL. And also with cheesecake, it's one of those ones that just doesn't quite work out in terms of cheesecake would pick up all sorts of stuff off the ground. That poor cheesecake. What type of cheesecake was it? BAL. Do you remember? Do enjoy myself. Or cookies and cream. That's not too bad. White chocolate and raspberry cheesecake. That's decent as well. To be fair, I quite enjoy a cheesecake. Haven't had a cheesecake in a while, though. As I was with a Y. I'm sleeping through winter. Nicely done once again. And Jason Sanger has been able to keep it there. Alex Carey chatting with Travis Head. They've got all these regulations at the moment of the Big Bash. It's going to be the wicket. And that is now Matt Short. He has gone for 39 runs. And also, Hamish asked me why. And what's your surname as well? Since David Brown, is it my surname or Hamish Spencer's surname? And also, there's a left over that with the confused face. the out for Frank, but that is going to be Jason Singer straight away. He was showing the umpire what he needed to do with his finger, and the umpire was like, that is what I'm going to do. And that is going to be the second wicket down now. 39 runs off 28 deliveries. Disappointed Matt Short to not go on and get himself the half century there, but that will change the momentum just a little bit in this game now. Currently, Travis Head making his way out there now. In his last innings, I believe he got about 5 runs off 7 deliveries. Can he do the same? Your surname as well, says Xavier Brown. That's a very good question. What is my surname? I know my surname. Do I say my surname? I feel like some of you guys may already know my surname. Are you going to look me up on Facebook or something? And Kiwi Lads, what's your surname? So I'll say Xavier Brown. I will say it starts with the same letter as your last name, Xavier. There you go. Over there. If it was a few years ago and a Ponzi food show, that's probably some fancy made-up stuff with stuff on it normal people wouldn't touch as well with a barge pole. And there as well says BAI. I haven't heard the word barge pole in a long time. What is a barge pole? Travis Head on strike. It's going to be well bowled by Jason Singer. Dot ball. It's been a good over so far. He went for 6 runs of the very first delivery. Then other than that, he's had 4 dots, including one. That was the wicket. It was a big wicket at that because it was the wicket of Matt Short. Currently now, Jason Singer once again using a little bit of the pace as well. And also Benjamin, as our surname is Spencer Brown, as I says Xavier Brown. Not quite. Well, that's out, but it does start with a P, and it's a pole for a barge as well. Is a barge a massive ship? Like a massive, ship. Is that a barge? Don't know. Maybe. Not too sure. Water. I feel like I've spent more time looking confused on this live stream than spent looking not confused. Here we go. So a barge is a flat bottom canal boat here. So it is like a thing. That's like the one that you put the rubbish on, isn't it? If you have a rubbish barge. And Hamish pole as well. And then a pole for a barge. And there, but currently Travis Head is back on strike. Sandhu, he actually ended up going for 10 runs on his first over, but normally very impressive with the ball in hand for Gurinder Sandhu. 11 overs down, 2 for 92 here for the Adelaide Strikers, and it is going to be Travis Head, like I mentioned, on strike versus Spinney is a lot less in terms of that strike rate pace, though 150 is what he likes to go at. Hit to the lead side that hasn't gone over. Barge is a float that needs a pole to steer it as well. And there says David the Mod. So that'd be like a large pole, wouldn't it? Depending on how big your barge is. And also barge is a flat bottom canal boat here. And there, so yeah, big old barge. Barge is such a, I feel like barge, that's also when you're they barge through, isn't it? So I guess it's just get in there, getting going. No run once again. Currently 11.2 overs down. What's your last name? As well, says Brand starts with a B. And also, Hamish, my dad says he thinks you would be good at driving. At diving. I showed him a photo of you and he said that he would be good at, or what would he be good at? And he said diving, as in diving off a springboard, or diving as in deep sea diving type thing. And we used to have them haul goods into trains, or until trains took over and down Irish Ireland. It's beating England. How's your day been? Did you play some golf today? As I said, I didn't actually end up going golfing. In the end, it was drizzling a little bit too much. So instead, I got a message right before I was about to go to bed from George. And he was like, hey, you want to hang out? And I was like, yeah, all right. So then he stayed around here till about 3 o'clock. And then I went to bed at 4. Olympic diving. Oh, although to be fair, I feel like heights aren't the best thing. Just play Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Hamish as well. The Thomas is full of barges, or the Thames is full of barges. And you can hop from one to another, from a bank to another. There you go. Might have to, there you are. Is that just the way of me playing Assassin's Creed, Sebastian? Because if it is, I am king as well. I just realized when I stop talking and completely relax, I swear my heart rate's going at about 3 beats per minute. I think I'm still alive. It's going to be whipped to the leg side. It's a good take from Alex Ross there. And that is going to be the third wicket now. And Travis Head is on his way. And also, what a good mate George's is on there. And also, you should have started a live stream. I missed George, says Aiden. We have got a few more coming in the future, though. We actually filmed a couple more videos. As also, Irish Bro, some time mixed in water, glucose, and power for energy drink. As will you come up? Will you come up if you type your first name on Google? I don't think so. I don't think I'm at that stage yet, or if I ever will be at that stage. And also, what is your full name? Commentator. My first name is Hamish. My last name starts with a B. Travis said 3 runs of 6 deliveries. I play Assassin's Creed Syndicate if they remake it as well. Or I'd play it if they remake it and it's more like Odyssey as well. And there says BAL. Currently, Cobain, he is the set batsman now at the crease. Travis, unfortunately disappointing in another innings of the KFC Big Bash. Now with that one, at the moment, Ireland are beating the women's 7 side from England by 17 points to 0 as well. Currently, Travis said, just tries to flick it away. He almost tried to reach too far for that one, which did lead to it going straight to Alex Ross, who's normally pretty safe under the high ball, or any ball in that matter. They're just showing there at the MCG. The pitch is looking very worn down. Also, we got there, Hamish Bennett as well, not quite. And also, we got there, Syndicate is superior to Odyssey BAL as well. And Odyssey is barely an Assassin's Creed game. It's none of the Assassin's Creed elements. As Arn also screw England woman losing by 3 tries as well. Says Aiden, how much money did you have on the maiden? And do you let me know? And also, yeah, we also got there. It comes up if you type in Google it, QLads into Google and the YouTube channel within images as well. And also, we've got there, they are the worst in the Ashes team. And there says Aiden. And also, you get Syndicate for a very reasonable price. I definitely recommend it as well. And that's why I like Odyssey, because it's not an Assassin's Creed game. Ooh, shots fired. Nice cut shot there. Straight through the field. And Cobain, he is going to be getting himself another 4 runs. As you didn't come up on Google. But the QLads image comes up, or came up as well, says Frank, and also 5. And there from Aiden as well. Yeah, $5 on England. And also after Ngannou won today. And yeah, he did do very nicely for himself, Francis Ngannou. And also I'm done with this channel as well. And then there's Cesar Bastion. And also we have got there we have got there Damada. It's Bank as well. It's Bank. Damada. It's Bank. It's back, maybe. There's that one. And also the BAL. I mean, it's an interesting one. I guess it just depends on what one you like, isn't it? But I feel like I want to start up a channel, whether it is on the QLads Gaming or something, and I just want to do some games, just live streams of games that are relatively long that you can't really do completely in video form. Although saying that, I'm not too sure how much nudity and whatnot is in Assassin's Creed, Sebastian. Do let me know. Because I feel like that would be the one part that you definitely don't want to be live streaming on YouTube at the time, if there is plenty of it. And there's and your last name's Bank as well. It is not Bank for that one. Currently going back across. It is just going to be kept to the single once again. And also, don't worry, I put $1 on Poland woman to cause an upset win. As I see if I can recommend you a new channel, Franks, as well. And then it says Jay Hayes. And also, I just won a 6-kill solo win. Nicely done. I struggle to win games on like Battle Royale. I just end up hiding. Be rocking back to the back foot. But Cobain, that's the thing. Even though Shaw and Alex Carey are both out, they've still got Cobain, who is going decent. I just seen the message, Rob. Well, that one, maybe. But Wales at the moment sitting there 1 off 1. Projected score 165 if they continue at their current rate. What did I say? Well, let's hope they continue at their current rate, because I've got 165 here. That one is going to be going into the deep. Daniel Sams fields that one. And Matthew Jilk's taking it nicely. 12.3 overs into this one, and Thunder are screwed. As on, this is more cake. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as they don't allow them to run away with it too much further. Predictivist has it now 172. If the England women's team win, I'll take back my words as well. Says Aiden, and they have just scored a try, so they're starting to make the comeback by the looks of it in that second half of Meg Jones. I would have scored it. Yeah, Daniel Sams once again getting that ball. He's been busy out in the deep cover region. He's taken a screamer of a catch. He dropped a sitter of a catch as well. A little bit 50-50, I guess. Went for a lot of runs as well. You think Sydney will win it? Amish as well. Says, Aiden, how much money are you going to be putting on them? It's going straight up in the air, but there is no one there for it. Yeah, it's going to be going down. Oh, Matthew Jilks got smacked with it as well. And also we're with their hey as well. Says Kyle, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Currently at this point in time, the Strikers, they're ticking over quite nicely. And also which game's first in the Seven Nations as well. We're in the one moment. I'll look at the Six Nations. In just a quick moment, we click this, we click this. I love this app because I can pretty much just find any sport at any time. And I can even tell you the exact, like, kind of countdown towards the game taking place as well. It'll be nicely played right in behind the ball. Currently, the Six Nations is only 13 days away. 5 and now are they down by 3 tries again as well. And there says Aiden. So Ireland versus Wales is the first game we get to see, followed by Scotland versus England, and then France versus Italy as well. So that will be an exciting one. And that's the thing. It's 3 a.m., 5:45 a.m., and also 4 a.m. That's actually a normal time for me now. That's not too bad. All right, I love a Seven Nations with Georgia in it as well. It would be pretty cool. See how it does end up going if they did add Georgia in. Because yes, it would be tough for them for a start, but I feel like it would help improve their rugby as well. And Georgia have got good potential in the rugby scenes. The Highlanders are playing in 11 days. What's that for? Is that a warm-up game for Super Rugby? Super Rugby preseason in 18 days' time, we get to see Moana Pacifica take on the Highlanders. I am keen. 4th of February, that is when preseason kicks off for Super Rugby. We're going to be covering that game on the channel shortly. This one is going to be starting at 5:30 p.m. Who else do Moana Pacifica have? They've got the Chiefs in 11 days' time. So we've got a couple preseason Super Rugby. I didn't even realize Super Rugby preseason was happening again. That's good news. We are going to be covering that one. That's made me very happy. We have got there. They would demolish Italy, mate. I'm certain of as well. So everyone gets 2 warm-up games for their Super Rugby preseason kind of stage. And then after that, we are straight into Super Rugby Pacific starting on the 18th of February as well. And they would demolish Italy, mate. I'm certain of it for that one. Do we know when they play each other next for Italy and Georgia? Or if they play each other next? They don't really get too many opportunities. Playoff, do they? 108 runs at the moment here. Cobain getting closer to the half century. He's hit that one down the ground. It's looking like he's struck it nicely. 6 more runs for that man. And 44 of 28 deliveries he now moves up to. And also if Georgia was in the USA or was in it, then USA would buy the TV rights because they are so thick. They think it was their state, not the country as well. There's this BAL. Are you going to do the Women's Six Nations? We will wait and see about the overlaps that does kind of pop up, but I would quite like to do the Women's Six Nations. Learn the players before the Women's World Cup coming up. Who's Reds play in the warm-up match? I don't know whether or not they have actually announced the Australian warm-up games as of yet, by the looks of it. Yeah, I don't think they've actually announced the Super Rugby AU pre-season, in fact, at this point in time. But as soon as they do, I will let you know. Jason's saying it now. It's actually the first time that I've seen that preseason is happening for New Zealand. So I'm all happy now. Hopefully they are all on the TV. That's going to be 4 more runs. Cameron Green, Chris Green. His name's not Cameron. If I call him Cameron Green one more time, the mustache is coming off. Calling it now. Chris Green now. He has been able to misfield that one. As racing away to the boundary as well. Chris Green just didn't quite get to it, unfortunately for him. Currently, Cobain is going to be sitting there, 48 runs, 29 deliveries, nicely worked around the corner there. That's going to be another 4 runs, and that is the 50 for himself as well. So very nicely done. How about it from Cobain? And currently 65% chance that the Adelaide Strikers go on to win this match, and he is certainly changing their odds in this one. Currently very nicely done. I'm looking forward to 11 days' time now. That's only a couple of weeks away that we are going to get to see New Zealand teams playing off in the Super Rugby kind of format. So I assume that leaves us with the Blues versus Hurricanes in preseason. Yep. It's going to be Blues versus Hurricanes as well. And it is going to be 1:35 a.m. Okay, they've got that time wrong. Surely the Blues aren't playing the Hurricanes at 1:35 a.m. New Zealand time. That would be a little bit interesting. See why they would do that. We got the Islanders destroying the Palms as well. And there says Aiden also know that they won't face each other at the World Cup. Italy is in the same pool as France and New Zealand there in the gutter as well. It's now like a cricket score. Cheers, Aiden. So, yeah, it is ramping up very nicely for the Irish seven side, who are now currently leading over the English. They are sitting at 38-7. Just like England last night against the West Indies, maybe just a little bit. No, can't say that, can I? And also, I've got I still don't know why the Aussies expanded their Super Rugby franchises. When it was just Queensland, New South Wales, and ACT, they were lethal as well. Yeah, I guess they just tried to get more regions involved, didn't they? Because they added in, I guess, New South Wales is in Waratahs, Queensland Reds, and then ACT Brumbies. It will be. So then they added in the Rebels. Melbourne Rebels, I feel like, are a little bit 50-50 at the moment, but Xavier Brownie's backing them to go all the way at the competition. And we will trust Xavier because he paid for my Chinese the other night. So I will say that they will do all right. And then also the other side, the Western Force. And now I wonder why France and Italy took to rugby, but not cricket as well, says BAL. That's a good question. All right, and have they taken the surge? At this stage, I don't know whether or not they have taken it as of yet, but if they certainly haven't yet, they will be taking it soon now that Cobain has been able to tick over the 50. I'm looking around. There were 2 men back on the leg side, so I would say that they haven't quite taken it just yet. But it's getting close. Okay, now they are taking the power surge. Yes, they are. So now it is going to be the next 2 overs. Hi from Down Under Fishing. Welcome in. Reds play Rebel 19th in the warm-up match at Suncorp as well. Ooh, that'll be a good one. Do they have any other warm-up games other than just the one, Robert? Because I know that the New Zealand sides have all got 2 warm-up games. And also the States, the Super Rugby teams in Australia are based off the States as well, and to also make it more simple for the juniors, says Hamish Spencer. Daniel Sands bowling the first ball of the power surge. It is going to be worked away for the singles. What do you think Strikers will get now? Says LJ. I think somewhere around that 175, somewhere around there. And also cricket is just the Commonwealth as well, 188. Says Gladiator Boy there. Ian Cobain, T20 blast career. He's had an average of 33.41. He's certainly come into the Adelaide Strikers side. And if they don't sign him, someone else in the competition would, I think. And also there's lots. I'll send you a link to where I found it as well, says Robert. So that will be hugely appreciated, mate. Daniel Sands, slow ball hit down the ground. They do get the single once again. I swear I'm just all kinds of relaxed at the moment. My heart's probably going like, boom, boom, boom. It's because I haven't eaten any sugar today, perhaps, or something. And also, I hope Thunder winners and Rebels will do okay. You're joking, right? The Brumbies and the Reds will be the top 2 Aussie teams as well. But now it is going to be worked away once again into the deep. Nathan McAndrew on that one back in. And it is going to be for the 2. I was in the Waratahs Academy for a bit as well, says Aaron Spencer. Now Travis here just running around the outside. Or not really running, but he has got something in his hand that he is holding. Will be a bit disappointed with the way that his innings has gone. Definitely after such a strong Ashes for himself. Like I said, it might be a key that Travis said has got in his hand. And then I started an apprenticeship and left reps as well. And Rebels will win the league. Robert Leota will score the most tries. Cap Hamish Spencer. And there's says Xavier Brown. That is 6 more runs for John O'Wells. He smacked it into the seat in the MCG. But yeah, we got to back the Rebels just a little bit, for Xavier's sake. We will be covering all their games on the channel as well. Don't worry about that. We are going to be covering every single game of Super Rugby Trans. That's when you're going to live stream your cardiac arrest as well. Says BAL. Don't know. Be an interesting one. As long as someone's there to stop the live stream, I guess, or else it would be a bit awkward, wouldn't it? And also, well, no wonder the Waratahs are so bad at the moment. Says Sebastian. And as a cleaner Spencer and also Polish power. And there says Aiden. So he's hoping that they will be able to get themselves a win. I doubt that the rules win. I reckon the Brumbies as well. And there's this firework. And also Hamish, which New Zealand players do you think will get huge money in the IPL mega auction? Like the Trent Bolt, Devon Conway, Phillips are potentials as well. Yeah, I feel like those 3. I mean, if Kane Williamson is match fit, he'll probably go for a lot of money. Again, just because he always seems to, he gets himself a reasonable sum. Currently, 14.5 overs down in this first innings. of this matchup for the Strikers, and they are currently sitting with a 68% chance of going on to win this one. At the MCG, they haven't got a huge crowd in attendance. They've got just enough, though. So Waratahs have a really good academy as well. And also we have got the car man drunk too much alcohol on stream and have to go to hospital. And stream was still going as well. Says Xavier Brown. That is not ideal. How long ago was that, Xavier? Do let me know. And also Polish Power in there. Says Aiden also, what on earth is a Waratah or a Brumby? So a Brumby, I think if you're basing it off the logo, it's kind of like a big stallion of a horse type thing. A Waratah is, it's a slight, what's the best way of describing it? I was going to say like a tiki, but that's not right. There we go. But it's kind of like a thing. As on a wild horse. As on this is more cake, and also they're going okay, the Strikers, and also we've got their Waratah as a native plant. And also I know that they have a good academy, but they were great a few years ago. It's just they recently have fallen apart completely. So Brumby is a wild horse. It is indeed. Currently 187 as the predictive is. Partnership of 42 of 20. So ticking along very nicely. 7 months ago, you can only view it with his channel membership as well. I see. And also since Kiwi Lays as well says Robert, so we'll give that a look. In 5 overs time when we are at the halftime break into this matchup. But currently Adelaide are leading over Brisbane 2-1 for anyone who is following the A-League. And the moment for your Australian sports. Big full toss there from Nathan McAndrew. And it is going to be the dot ball. We have got there. Brumby sounds like a West Midlands pollinating insect as well. And there, I can hear it. I can hear that. A Brumby. Liking it. And also we have got there a feral horse actually as well. And then also Brumby sounds like, they're falling apart because their team are literally the academy from a few years ago. And also who would name it their club after a plant, bruh, as well in there. So good shot from Cobain. That's another 6 runs for himself. And also another 6 is LJ, and Waratahs have the best player of all time in their team with Michael Hooper. And then also last time they played Canada, they won. And it says Aiden also they are so young at that Waratahs team. Says Amish Pizza. Also we go there, Brum. It's short for Birmingham. That is 2 yawns in a row. That's not ideal. But currently, Nathan McAndrew, it's not looking too good for him. So far, he's gone for 21 runs off his 2.2. And what about the Wasps? Are they from the Coventry in the Midlands, West Midlands? As on there as our suspicion. Speaking of the Wasps, we are going to be covering their game later on tonight, I believe. The matchup between the Wasps versus Munster, as long as the vocal cords are still working well enough, we are going to be covering that game on the channel. Also, big swing and a miss for Cobain there, sitting on 61. We have got there just back and a yawn as well. And this is Brandon. Yeah, we've had a few so far. So we go there. England is on there. Yeah, the Brummie accent is one used in Peaky Blinders to a certain degree as well, apart from Hooper, Jed Holloway, etc. As on a team of Melbourne Victory. Or a team of Melbourne Victoria, has a team called the Melbourne Unicorns as well. And Wasps are pollinators, so. And this is BL, so we're getting all scientific. And that's a brilliant shot once again from Cobain. Going to be ticking over now to 65 runs for himself, and he is certainly playing all the shots in his arsenal for this matchup. They've only got another 4 overs or so left for them, but if they keep on going at this rate, they might be able to bring up the 200. At this point in time, do you go to bars and disco ever to party or celebrate special occasion like New Year or any holidays to hook up with friends? As on there says Coding, I don't think I've ever been out on a night out. Like, I've been to a pub before because it was Daniel's 21st, but other than that, I don't think I have ever been out on a night out. So are you going to watch a video after the live stream? As I said, Brandon, I will try my best, although I will be setting up the next 7 live streams that we have got coming up in the near future. I reckon the Waratahs could go all right this year. They've had a few more old heads, or they have a few more old heads. And there is last year's Hamish Spencer. Currently, off the last 16 balls, 40 runs have come on the board for the Adelaide Strikers. They're almost, it's not the best hit there. And then it's going to be taken by Jason Singh. And now he is gone. And again, Hooper and Holloway as well. Everyone's starting with H. Well, looks like what other rugby games are you doing, Hamish, as well? And so we are going to be doing the sevens semi-finals, also the sevens final. That will be coming up as well. We are going to be covering that one on the channel, and also the women's final, I believe, will be on the channel as well. And I would heavily say Rory Burns was the worst player in the Ashes this year. Says a firework, and also told you Hamish prediction would be way out as usual. Says that BAL it is indeed, unless of course a couple more wickets fall here. Maybe we've got half a chance, but Cobain, he's going to be on his way. Currently now 65 of 38 deliveries is what he was dismissed for. Matty Renshaw now, he is going to be making his way out to the middle. Jono Wells sitting there, 14 runs off 9 deliveries. Nice catch. So on there says BAL, and also Waratahs might sign Beale in 2023. That would be a big signing to be able to get for yourself, and then mix it with the young crop coming through, Harrison, Swinton, and Bell, etc. Yeah, Angus Bell, he is a beast. Lockie Swinton, very physical player, and then Will Harrison, very technical man in the back line as well. But currently now Wells, he is sitting there, 14 off 9 deliveries. I'm trying to think if we've had a power surge so far in the BBL that we haven't had a wicket falling. And it doesn't happen too often at all. And as when England wins the Ashes again, it still says BAL for 20,236. Well, other rugby games that you're doing tonight, Ashes are saying. So we will be doing the 2 semi-finals of the sevens, then also the finals of the men's, the finals of the women's, and then Munster versus Wasps. They are all of the other ones that we have got coming up. And also, what time is your next live stream? I believe it is going to be starting at 2 a.m. New Zealand time. So it's a little bit later on, but should be a very good game. Currently, the power surge, they're sitting on 149, 4 overs to go on this one. So another 24 balls. So the only way I'm going to be anywhere near predicting correct here is if they have a couple very slow overs. In fact, they need 4 slow overs. Oh, this one was a couple big shots down the ground. And all around the ground, in fact, for the man, Cobain, who was doing very nicely for himself. Coming in at number 3 as well, Trevor said he did get 3 runs off 6 deliveries. Jono Wells sitting not out currently off 17 off 10. And also that, all our players would have retired as well. And this is firework. And also we have got I believe the Waratahs can push the New Zealander if they believe in themselves. And they did show some glimpses of that last year as well. Amish Spencer currently 4 for 149 time right. Wants to go to the NRL again, says Xavier Brown. I've seen a few rumours. Geordie Barrett as well was rumouring that he might try and switch over. And can you imagine the year 2000, 20,000 as well, bloody hell. I bet it would be a half robots by then, exactly right. Like, that's the thing, even in like 50 years' time, like, it's going to be weird how far technology comes. We're going to become like our grandparents in terms of like not knowing what the new technology that the kids are using is, type thing. Like, they'll be like putting up their holograms and we'll just be like, so what's the point in that? Like, back in our day, we used to have phones that we used to use, and they'll be like, that's so old. No one has a phone anymore. They just hologram people. I think that'd be Hamish secretly changes the score and puts in the actual score on his points table as well. Just BAL, who knows, maybe. No, I have been very honest with the way that I've done it throughout. It's actually pretty close at the moment, I believe, between the two top sides. Afghanistan currently after 36.2 overs are sitting 168 for 2 for anyone who is wondering about their game up against the Netherlands. Just thought I'd throw that one out there. 9.24. It's the current run rate. It is going to be Sanger once again, bowling his final over. It's in the air, and it's the wicket there for Tanvir Sanger. He's been able to get himself another one. He's got a big smile on his face at the moment, and that is the wicket of John Wells. Going now as a game. It's only 7-0 to Canada as a game. They still have a chance to beat Canada as well. And also, Cooper said that he wanted to play NRL, but he also said he was too old. Also, that's Quade Cooper, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like he would get targeted in the NRL big time. Unfortunately, like, it's just one of those ones. Even in Union, he gets targeted. And also, I used to play Assassin's Creed on my Xbox back in my day. Grandson will think I'm a caveman as well. And there says Sebastian, that's the thing. The weird thing is, in 10 years' time, there's going to be technology that people can't even think of now, type thing. And will you do the points for Super Rugby like you do for the cricket as well, says David Brown? We will be considering it. So I feel like you guys have enjoyed this kind of process, a nice cold up and go as well. And Skelton goes back to Super Rugby for Wallaby selection. Could be possible. Imagine that. If they don't need him at La Rochelle, which I'm sure they won't give him up too easy unless Australia offer up the big bucks. John Wells has sitting there 18 runs off 12 deliveries. And then he was dismissed. But Kelly now making his way out to the middle of the Cowboy. Tom Kelly. You're ready to go here once again. Nicely blocked by Tom Kelly, and that is the first ball that he has faced at the moment. Sting, he looks like he's just trying to sting through another dot ball for himself there. Currently speeding himself through. That's all 7-7 at halftime. Let's go Poland. So how much were they paying Aiden for him, and when does his contract end? I think he's still got a little while left, maybe another year. Maybe another year. I could be wrong though. But I bet they do an Assassin's Creed Caveman game one day in this SBL. I mean, they've done almost everything else, haven't they? For the Assassin's Creed side, that's going to be another dot ball to close out the Singer over. He's gone 2 for 15. He wanted another ball, but unfortunately not allowed to bowl it. And also Skelton's, and also Nick White might go to the Premiership. I saw an article last year, and I was, do you think when we can expect to end this thing? I'm so tired of it. Cricket series is cancelled. Can't go outside freely. How much more time more it will take to go completely gone? You're probably looking at another decade or so, and that's probably not even an exaggeration. So you're probably looking at least 5 years before it's kind of eradicated almost completely. It will still be around for a very long time though, unfortunately, which is why, yeah, they have got all the restrictions that they have got. And also we have got there, it's all locked up at the first halftime. Well, it's all locked up at halftime, and also the space teams or Super Rugby teams are so strict on cap space as well. And we hit nicely down the ground for Matty Renshaw. Nice relay throw between Daniel Sams and Chris Green. And they do end up just keeping it to the 2 runs. Or actually, they kept it to the 1 run in the end. And also, I've got there, what time is the 2 game on Friday on Super Rugby as well, says Brandon. Although it won't be this Friday, it is next Friday that they are going to be taking place. The first of which, one moment, we will go here, see whether or not I can find it. Oh, I've actually found all of the Super Rugby preseason. So the Waratahs actually playing the Brumbies. Friday night, it will be Crusaders versus the Highlanders. Hey, those games overlap. Why have they done that? Highlanders versus Crusaders overlaps with Moana Pacifica versus the Chiefs. That's a bit unfortunate. Also, we have got there, you should play for the Rebels, mate, as well. And they're $3.50, says Aiden. And also, we've got their Super Rugby, but just New Zealand team are coming back as well, says Brandon. So, yeah, we're actually only 6 days away from the first preseason game. And that is going to be the Waratahs taking on the Brumbies, which should be a very exciting contest to be able to see how they go. And this will be a good chance to kind of scout out all of the new players that are coming in. Brumbies will win there as well. That's going to be well played by Tom Kelly. Gets himself the boundary. And also, we're going to make Get My Score, says LJ. And also, Brumbies will win there. And also, I only ever played the first Far Cry game and kind of got bored of it as I never finished it as well. See, me and George, we started playing Far Cry 5, and then my Xbox blew up. And the furthest I got was Gen Blue, and that was for half a year as well, says Amy Spencer. And also, sir, hello, sir, Adelaide Strikers is good score in each as well. Yeah, they're looking very nicely at the moment for themselves. They are sitting with a 61% chance of being able to go on to win this match. See, play once again. Tom Kelly wants to run it hard between the wickets, and they do end up just getting the single once again. Currently, any time that there are more runs on the ball for the Strikers, that is going to be more trouble for the Sydney Thunder when it comes to trying to chase it down. 10th Rebels versus Roy at Harlequin Stadium preseason game as well, says Xavier Brown. Yeah, I do see that one at 8 p.m. New Zealand time. They've still got it set as Blues versus Hurricanes is taking place at 1:35 a.m. That's not the case, though, for ourselves. Also, the Far Cry series is pretty good as well. The only one I haven't played yet is Far Cry 6. Wait, oh, sorry, I said Far Cry 5, didn't I? I meant Far Cry 6. For the one that me and George were playing recently. But yeah, a few more Super Rugby preseason games. I don't think they'll overlap too much with the Six Nations, which is good because we will be able to watch all of the preseason of the Super Rugby as well, which we do enjoy. We love a bit of Super Rugby. And also, we have there, what did I say for the runs? As I said, more cake. I believe you ended up saying more cake. 184 was your prediction there. Currently now, Sandu once again. We are currently sitting on 159. I said 165. They might have this after this ball, depending on whether or not Renshaw decides to go bang. It's in the air. It's lofted over the field, and this is going to be at least just the 2. Yes, they do get it. And we played the Rebels, and we thrashed them in the Gen Blue game as well. And then also we have got the imagine a game started at 2 a.m. local time. Imagine it. It would be brutal. Oh, why are they going to do that? I see that the Crusaders and Hurricanes play at the same time as Highlanders and Moana Pacifica. They're trying to make me decide between the 2 preseason games. I can't do that. I want to do both of them. As also we get that polling, we're paying $3.50 as well And there says Aiden. And also, we did have their question time coming back as well, so do let me know what it is. And also, we have got there, I may check out one day with when I've played the 200 games I still haven't finished as well. And this is BAL. And also, we've got there, have they took the Power Surge yet? That was actually the Power Surge, not this over, but the one before and the one before that. And will it actually take place at the Stoop as well? Says Sebastian. Wait, will it actually take place at the Stoop? I assume that's for the location, isn't it? How at Harlequin Stadium. I believe that is the Harlequin Stadium. Whereabouts is that in Australia? Not sure which region. That's going to be a nice shot from Tom Kelly, just whipping it away to chase that one hard. Nicely cut off by Jason Singh, and he does keep it to just the 2 runs once again here for Jilks. I'll do with the Harlequins Rugby Club in Melbourne as well. And Boland, unfortunately, loser. Unfortunately, it's 19-7 as well, says Aiden there. And watched a new team play Pacific as well. There says Xavier, yeah. So I think Moana Pacifica will be a good option, although Crusaders Hurricanes is always a good battle as well. And also, we have got their questioners back. What is a weather in Northland as well? I'm not too sure at the moment, Brandon. I know that you live there. Is it raining? Is it raining? It's probably raining. Raining everywhere lately. We got light rain. At the moment, fake Harlequins that no one cares about. Got it as suspicion. And also, yeah, it will be interesting to see preseason for Super Rugby. And also, that's the thing. The T20 World Cup, the weird thing is it's actually closer than it seems. So I think like it's actually only going to be about 200 days away now, I believe, or somewhere around there. In fact, I'm just going to quickly do the maths off the top of my head. It's not going to tell me. Okay, never mind. I was hoping that I was going to be able to work it out. The Women's World Cup is actually very close, as that's going to be called as a wide for Daniel Sands. There's a Racing 92 club in Melbourne as well. Says David Brown. So do they just have all of the teams from overseas in like Melbourne as like their grounds? And when's the next Rugby Sevens game as well? Says Bob. So the next one that we are going to be covering on the channel, it is going to be at 2:09 a.m. and that is going to be the matchup between South Africa and Australia. That will be a very good game. And we are going to be watching it alongside the next game after that will be England versus Argentina. I'm not going to say. And there's us, says Brandon there. And also, where up north are you? Says David the Mob. But that one is going to be almost chopped back onto the stumps by Matty Renshaw. And they do get the single, though. Currently, I mean, anything under 180 is probably, I would say it's going to be a tough one, but it will be a chaseable target for them. Anything over 180, you're probably looking at a bit more 50-50. Cameron White having a chat there to Alex Carey and also Travis Head. It's an interesting one for Travis Head because he's wearing the mask over his mouth, but his nose is still exposed. So I feel like it's kind of a bit of a pointless one if you have only got half. I reckon the Strikers will get 176. Oh, Daniel Sams missed the stumping or the run out there, unfortunately. And also, we've got I reckon the Strikers will get 176. Schoolboy rugby in New South Wales was fun back in the day. And also sounds like Las Vegas. They have every tourist attraction there. Big Ben, Pyramids, Eiffel Tower. As Brandon live at 125 Uruguay Street, New Zealand. Oh, he just missed the stumps. It would have been an easy run out, but he just didn't quite line it up. Daniel Sands and also, you are my favorite. The Up of Northland is on there, says Brandon. Now, Daniel Sams currently, he's gone for 43 runs so far. It's a good Yorker, though, and they will once again get just the single off that one. If he can get out of this over without going for a boundary, be very impressive. Lots of places in Australia are named after places in England. As that's the Tammy Spencer. Nice. I was just trying to work out in my head how many runs Daniel Sams had gone for that over. I don't think I worked it out, though. And also, see, we are getting back to red overnight. I did indeed. It does mean, luckily for us at this stage, I don't believe there's going to be another lockdown. That's a beautiful shot there from Tom Kelly, who just glides it down to the boundary as well. The Cowboy gets himself another boundary. We have got there. These tourist attractions in Vegas aren't even half size and a bigger disappointment. And then their actual sizes are just whipped 150 or 130 laps around Ruapuna Park and Project Cast 3. Jeez, that's a good effort. 130 laps. 184 is possible. It is indeed. My address is Rebels. The best street, and I come in first in the state. It is the state I live in. And there, says Xavier Brown, and also we have got there. I've only been there once for a long time ago as well, and South Africa lost third wicket and third last ODI in Cape Town as Alba India loses the ODI series. Although at the moment, are they still going for their ODI? Yes, South Africa sitting 71 for 3 after 12.5 overs. Going to be Sandhu bowling the last one that was going across. It's called as a wide. Just not quite getting the radar right for that one, unfortunately, for him. But currently 173 runs on the bottom. I mean, two of the states are called Queensland and Victoria as well. But also most also sounds like Queen Victoria. And doesn't it? And also big score. Damn, what's the prediction at the moment? And there says Aiden. So the current one for yourself, Aiden, I believe you did go with, where's Aiden's? Did you predict Aiden? It's going to be up in the air, just ends up lobbing the field. And once again, it's getting close to the bow. Oh, did he wait too long there, Jason Sanger? Put that one in. They might actually have to check this one to see whether or not it was going to be touching the foot on the rope there for Sanger. No, he does just cut it off. The slower ball ends up going over the edge. And Jason Sanger just not quite able to take it. He actually... yeah, no, it was all right. There, we got a donation from Xavier. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it. Was that so that you could have the Rebels colours up on the screen, perhaps, while they won? And I might get my score as what do you think of Black Clash? And see the Black Caps are playing in the Super Smash. As I see Shane Hayes, I haven't actually watched the Black Clash game as of yet, but I am looking forward to getting to see it when I do get a bit of spare time. That's a brilliant shot there from Kelly. Cutting it off there. Jason Sanger once again good in the deep. And also, what is mine as well, says Brandon. So we will have a quick look. And Brandon, you ended up going with 179, I believe. Was the last one that I have registered. And also we've got there, do you have a Super Rugby memo? And there is a membership. Super Rugby membership, as in to be able to watch all the games, because it is just through Sky that we get them, if that is the one that you are talking about, Xavier. It'll be hit there straight out to the side. It also sounds more like Queen Victoria. Of how Carolina and the USA is named after King Charles, or Virginia as well is named after Queen Elizabeth. And also, the young fella at my local dairy bleats on about how great the Indian cricket team is, as says David the Mod. And also, we have got that you posted your score about 45 times. How did you forget it as well? And there, currently now, there's going to be 3 deliveries left. Sandhu to finish this well. It's going to be hit up in the air from Matty Renshaw. I don't think he's got enough of it. It does just fall safe. Oh, Chris Green overran that one. And once again, a mistake in the field from the Thunder. I get away with the run as well because he got him through out in all of the rugby games. It's on Sky Sport 1. As on there, says Brandon. But currently, this has been rough from the Sydney Thunder. This is something we don't normally see from them in terms of the mistakes in the field. We will have to wait and see how it does end up going. Oh, Matty Renshaw, he actually ended up slipping. So from there, did still want the run. Tom Kelly got through just for the run as well. Women's Series starts February 9th against India as well. And I need 6-1. And there's his LJ. So perhaps it's going to be on the cards. Who knows? 182 at the moment, though, for the Adelaide Strikers. Sandhu, he's been expensive for this over so far. Has actually gone for a total of 10 runs. Oh, good shot there from Tom Kelly, but it went straight to the man. And that is going to be the wicket falling. Tom Kelly, he is gone, but he does strike the ball very nicely. Forgot my score, but it's 2 more than Hamish's as well. Yeah, so you would have had 167 for this one. And the Boston area is literally called New England or Massachusetts, whatever as well. Yeah, it's a straight down. Chris Green, he does take that one. It was a flat bullet there from that man, Tom Kelly. Now, Tom Kelly going to be out 16 runs off 13 deliveries. The Sydney Thunder, they've got a 33% chance of going on to win this game. Still not going to be too easy because they're going to need 182. I'm not too sure what the biggest chase has been so far in the BBL. I'm talking about a club membership like going to the stadium. I do not. Unfortunately, the closest stadium for me is a few hours up the road, but I do want to send Isaac to the Crusaders Highlanders game. I feel like that would be a cool way of doing it, just because then we can kind of talk to him. Maybe get him to do a vlog if he wants to. Can you show my message on I got hot chips at lunch as well, says Brandon. We all put that up for yourself, Brandon, just for you. Here we go. Look at all those chips. Although now, if I have it up for too long, I will probably end up getting hungry. So I might have to take it back down 184 as well. Says LJ there. And also look at that. I live in the Bay of Plenty name. Named by Captain Cook as well. He's David the Mod. It's a good shot down the ground from Matty Renshaw. It's cut off nicely. And Chris Green, they will get back for the 2 runs. And that is going to be 184 that they do get for themselves. And also we've got that. Is that the preseason game? Nah, the actual first round, I think it is, that they are going to be playing off what's happening with us playing Australia. Are we still coming over? Not for the 50 over one, but maybe for the next one that is coming up, the T20, we might still get a chance of having them take place. And no Shane, as I says Robert there. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame that we aren't going to get to see it take place, but then you can understand why if the Black Caps can't quite get back into the country, sadly. We have got that Thunder to make 178 and lose. It's a big prediction. It's a big old prediction there. But we will have to wait and see. I said 189 as well, says LJ. So we will have to quickly do some maths, won't we? And work out exactly who has got themselves the points at what stage. We will go like this. And we will go like this as well. Right. Maths. 184 more cake. Absolutely smashed it out of the park. He had 184 exactly. So we will give him the points. Surely no one is beating that. Unless, of course, it's a draw for 184, but I don't think it is. Right. So we have got there will be more cake. Who does? Oops, that's not how you spell cake. That is going to be first. Congratulations, more cake. We also got 188. It's relatively close for Vishal. 186 from Dazza. That's going to be hard to beat. As well, we will add that one in and then maybe switch around depending on how close anyone else is. 178 is relatively close, but just a little bit off there. 185 from Novmum. So she's just snuck in there and she is going to be getting herself the 2nd place rather than Dazza. Congratulations, Novmum. Once again, nailing the predictions. We will go like that and we will go like that. And then Dazza gets himself the 3rd place. Here we go. They are all added up for those points as well. We have also got the Shane Uzi starting with Hales as well. And highest chase is 223. Was that this year for, I said 170 as well. Says Robert there. Relatively close in Kenya versus Japan, Scotland, and Germany. And please, Hamish as well. Says Aiden, how much money have you made or lost so far from the 7s, Aiden? Do let me know. And also, it is going to be, I said 179. What the? And on there says Brandon. And also, we have got there. I thought the Northeast was New England. It's on there. And also, I was 188. Says Hamish, it's, tell you what, it's not one of those ones that happens too often when you're only 4 away and you don't get any form of points. As for sure, and I was 176. So, yeah, once again, very close. I think I was one of the furthest away for that one. And also we've got there, I've only lost at $1.50 as well, says Aiden there. And also my dad guessed 185. So he did do it very nicely, but not on stream. I was 188, says Gladiator Boy. So also very close. So actually, no, I got it wrong as well. It's just 6 states up in the Northeast as well. But anyone who hasn't already, be sure to get their prediction in for the 2nd innings. So if you feel that the Sydney Thunder is going to be able to get through and win this game, you got to let me know how many balls are going to be remaining, or if you think the Strikers are going to win, how many runs are they going to win this game by? Let me know how far out were we aiming as well. We were about 15 or so not our best prediction overall. BAL 163. So how many Brandon feels that the Sydney Thunder will be able to get for themselves, and we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. But currently, I would say, I mean, it's an interesting one because there is one moment we all go like that. We will go like that as well. There's potential for the Sydney Thunder to be able to chase this one down. Alex Hales and also Usman Khawaja, they are the opening combo. You've got Matty Jilks as 3, Sanger as 4, Alex Ross, Daniel Sams, Ben Cutting. All those guys can bat as well. Thunder to win with 14 balls remaining. Geez, that's confidence. And Adelaide to win by 19 and Sydney bowled out for 48 as well. And Strikers to win by 28 runs. And how did I get that right? You just nailed it. As also, Hamish, please help me out with those games, please, as well. And this is Aiden. I don't actually know too much about some of those matches, unfortunately. So I probably would have to have a big old think about it, which might be a little bit tricky at this point in time. As I want a super over, says Abdullah. And also, we've got their Thunder win with 0 balls remaining. So Sani gets them, or gets it right on the last one for themselves as well. But currently, looking through at this first innings for the Adelaide Strikers, who was able to perform? It was Ian Cobain. He got himself 65 runs off 38 deliveries, 6 4s, 3 6s with a strike rate of 171. Then also doing decently, Matt Short, 39 runs off 28 deliveries, and then 23 off 14 for Alex Gary. Everyone really got set. Everyone got double figures, apart from Travis Head. He was the only man who missed out on the double figures. And also we've got the King Show the Sam. And there as well, says Brandon. Also we've got the Thunder to win with 3 balls left as well, and also 186 with 5 balls left is that prediction. Also Thunder to win with 12 left and Thunder to win with 9 left as well. And it's going to be a close one. And also 184. And then who got the points? This Morcake, you got the points alongside Novmum, and also Dazza was able to get himself the one. So he has got himself now on the score sheet. And yeah, at this stage, I mean, there are a lot, and I mean a lot of the ones that we have got so far. So we'll have to do all of the adding up of the points and work out where we are sitting in current times as well. So one moment, you'll go like that. Some good points on the board from you guys, and also Thunder will get 187 as well. And then Thunder to get 172. Big total for the Thunder, I think maybe too much. As I said, Malcolm, and also Sevens is Rick Francis losing to the USA. Are you kidding me as well? And then there says, and so what I'm going to do here, I am going to say that the Thunder, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to say they get 150. The reason I say that is because I feel like it's slightly strategic going so low, because if they do get bowled out for hardly any, I may donate. I have $1. My mum wants $1 as well. And there it says more cake, and also we've got there who had the lowest score in the T20 Cup, World Cup hint. It wasn't England as well, it says BAL. Was it West Indies? It was West Indies, wasn't it? Who's winning in the points as well, says Captain James. I haven't actually added up all of the points as of yet, but as soon as I do, I will be letting you guys know exactly who is sitting at the top. We're actually going to save it for the final, so that at halftime in the final, you guys know exactly who is sitting at the top and who ends up being victorious for the season. Also, we've got the, I don't think they can get that much either, as well, says Malcolm, and also no BAL. But did you see last night's game as well? I noticed Spark Sport doesn't show much rugby. I'm going to watch the other overnight games in the Super Smash final round tomorrow morning, says Shane. But yeah, we have got the URC on Spark Sport. Everything else, though, is on your Sky. And Sky goes to a Sport now. All of those other options that we have got here in Kiwi land. Are we doing the points in BBL 12? If that is something that you guys are keen to see, then we can definitely do it. And so is this the last game before the final? Not quite. So this is the second last game before we get to the final. We've got one next Wednesday, and that will be the winner of this game taking on the Sydney Sixers, and then whoever wins that moves on to the final on Friday night. Now, see, I was watching NFL instead, and also we have got the other thanks to the bowlers, and that we reached 100-run mark. So on another game Wednesday, not mum says it was there from Robert. And Thunder will win this and beat the Sixers. They have a chance. Exactly right. They also have a very decent opportunity of being able to make their way through. Mark Howard has turned into a female here in the form of Kath. Don't know what happened to him. They decided to get rid of him at halftime, I guess. But currently, they are just showing there. The decider will be the Scorchers at home facing either the Sixers, the Thunder, or the Strikers, depending on who makes their way through. And did you know that Vegemite has 40% less salt as well? And I also get a mate. And the chat says BAL to Novmum. And also, can France get up with a yellow card? And in the second half, fingers crossed as well. It's going to be a tricky one. That's for sure. That's the thing. Sevens are so unpredictable. Oh, they're showing there the injury of Daniel Hughes. I believe he is actually going to be missing the next game, unfortunately, for them. He is not going to be available on the Wednesday night one. May be available for the final, but it's a big hit because of the fact that he is going to be unavailable. ABL. And as I says, Novmum. But he's got the crutches out at the moment, and serious doubt for Wednesday night as the call. And also if Thunder and Adelaide win, they're facing Sixers at the SCG as well. Yep. Or sorry, if Thunder or the Adelaide Strikers win. Oh, Scorchers sweat on Marsh's injury as well as another update. So that might be a little bit serious as well. But currently, it was Sandu. He got 2 wickets, but he did go for 40 runs in the end, which is not ideal when you are trying to be an economical bowler. The best bowler by far was actually Tanvir Sangha. 15 runs for 2 wickets as Usman opening with Hales. He is indeed. Just the fact that they made that tells everybody that Vegemite but I'd give it a go, or tells everything about Vegemite, but I'd give it a go. I should be more reasonable. That Vegemite with 40% less taste would be better, as well, says BAL there. But currently 8 runs and over for Chris Green. Not too bad from that man as well. Nathan McAndrew going for 9.3, and everyone else double figures for the economy. And also, yes, added in there from Robert as well. But currently, we are probably only a couple minutes away from the next innings of this match getting underway. Like I mentioned, later on tonight, anyone who is interested in the 7th circuit, we are going to be covering South Africa taking on Australia. Then we have also got a little bit later on in the day, England versus Argentina. That is the match directly after that next one. Then after that, Munster versus Wasps, if the voice is still working. Third versus fourth final will be at 5:59 a.m. That will depend on whether or not the Wasps game is over by that stage. And then also the women's final at 6:26 a.m. and then the men's at 6:56. And then the best thing is we're going to be doing it all again next weekend. So it's just a less saltier Vegemite as well. They haven't made it because actual Vegemite wasn't selling. Or they haven't made it because the actual Vegemite wasn't selling as well. And also we've got there, this is why Thunder named Mahmood and his name as on there says Firework. Yeah, it is a shame that they have missed them out. And I'm going to add another name to that list, Sam Billings. I feel like he is certainly a player for the Thunder that would be a game changer. And also you're staying up until 6 a.m. I am indeed for tonight. Or in fact, it's probably going to be about 7:30 a.m. by the end of the live streams. Yeah, then I'll probably be due some sleep, seeing as I did only get about 4 hours last night with George coming round in the kind of morning right when I was about to go to bed. He sent me a message and I was like, you know what? We don't get to hang out too often, so I am willing to risk a little bit or kind of willing to not risk it, but I'm willing to give up a bit of sleep so that we can hang out. And I'll say, yeah, I guess they made it to accommodate the people who don't eat as salty as that as well. And there says Sebastian, but currently the big bracket is almost going to be over, and then the second innings will be back underway. Now the Sydney Thunder, they've got a 33% chance of going on and winning this game. And also we'll get there, they should make a meteorite or a meteorite to attract more red-blooded meat eaters. So it says BAL. I mean, it would be a weird concept, wouldn't it? When you think about it, but maybe, maybe it wouldn't be too bad. Meaty-mite. They should make a Meaty-mite. I'm feeling like Meaty-mite's kind of got a bit of a ring to it, Like, it's not terrible, the sound of it. It's not great, but it's not terrible either, Meaty-mite. I'm just going to have to write that down, mate. I'm going to have to sell that to a big company, if you don't mind. Currently, I am quickly going like this. And we are going like this as well. There we go. I was just making sure that my scoreboard and everything is going to be behaving itself. It looks like it might for this one, but the opening run partnership between Alex Carey and Matt Short for this one was actually 41 runs. Stop overthinking it, Amish, as us is BAL. Also, Meaty Mite should kick off in Transylvania. Sounds like a vampire's breakfast. As on there says Sebastian. I mean, you could advertise it as one, and I feel like it would do all right, It wouldn't be too bad at all, but currently the BBL knockout, like I mentioned, whoever loses this game, they go home. And they are going to be missing, as you can see, just at the bottom of the screen, 67% for the Adelaide Strikers, 33% for the Sydney Thunder as well. This is what we do in the break, talk about Vegemite. I think we actually did yesterday as well. They're trying to sell me a Samsung 4K 55-inch smart TV. I don't think I need one at this point in time, but I'll buy one anyway, of course. Do you guys ever find, not for TVs, of course, but when there's something that's like $10 and you're like, I don't actually need that, but it's $10. Such as a little mini All Blacks rugby ball. It was like, hey, it's $10. Do you want it? And I was like, yeah. And then I ended up getting it. As well, 3 minutes left, France down by 4 as well. Vegemite rolls. I reckon you would love them as well. And Dom Latham has been in good form for Canterbury. As I said, Shane Hayes, I did see he got himself a half century. Did he move on to the 100 in the end, Shane? Do let me know. And also, I got there, Vegemite tastes a bit like thick gravy anyway. So it wouldn't be a huge leap anyway. And that's how we talked about it this morning. That is true. We do like talking about Vegemite. Marmite, anyone a fan of Marmite? I said an impulse buys. And there's us says, no, mum, yeah. And the worst thing is for myself, like I'll go about 3 months without buying anything. And then my impulse buying kicks in and then I buy like 5 different things at the same time. Rather than like buying one thing occasionally. It's like everything. So like alongside this ball, I also got an All Blacks mouse pad, which I haven't actually used at this point in time. And also there's an All Blacks poster that I did get, which didn't make sense in a way because I've got a green screen behind me. So you can't actually see my All Blacks poster if I did put it on the wall or anything along those lines. I like the fact that this wall is blank, but I also want to be able to have something there. I feel like that would be a good way of doing it, whether it's like a massive schedule type thing on the wall or just a massive picture of something. Just something to go up on the wall. Make this corner a little bit more roomy. And 2 minutes left, France down by 4. And no, he didn't today. And there says Jane Hayes. Wait, so he didn't get himself the century or didn't get himself the half century, Shane? Do let me know. I think I got a notification saying about the fact that he was able to get maybe a half century. I'm not too sure what that says, but it looks like a sad face at the moment from Jewel Day. And also, we've got that you can display the All Blacks poster in your room. I would, as on there, says Sebastian. Yeah, it could be a good idea for the future. And also, I never impulse buy. I always use a shopping list, and the money I save, I waste on games and trains as well, says BAL. And also, the only thing about buying stuff here in New Zealand is I have to wait for courier as well. Yeah, it does suck. I love it. We're, like, definitely in a small town. Like, you just got to sit here for like 2 days and you're like, right, is it going to be today? And then it's not. Unfortunately, I want to buy AirPods. They are $219. I don't know if I want to as well. That's very expensive. You probably, honestly, if you don't really know whether or not you want to get them, I would recommend buying some wireless, like Bluetooth headphones. Just for a start, they're like, you can probably get a cheap pair for like $40. Yes, they might not be the comfiest things in the world, but like they'll be a lot cheaper in the long run. Half century, as I said, Shane. It'll be nicely hit down the ground from Alex Sales, and there's going to be the dot ball to start us off. Exactly the same here. BAL, my only guilty pleasure as video games, as I said, Sebastian. Yeah, anytime there's like an 80% off sale, I'm like, oh, Assassin's Creed's on special. I'm going to buy it, even though I've never played it before in my life. And that is going to be a nice job from Alex Sales, and that will be bringing up the first 4 runs of the day for the Sydney Thunder. Oh, yeah, I've got there. My mum wouldn't let me when I would pay as well. And this is more cake at 161 for the Thunder all out, says Frank. So we will add that one to the board as well. Please, le bleu. And there says Aiden ears open that they will be able to get themselves a win. But Matt Short disappointed with that one. Just a little bit too leg sided. She actually bowled 4 overs in a row. Going straight to the fielder, and they are not going to be able to get themselves the run there. But currently, Alex Sales, he's certainly a player that we've got to watch out for. And in this game, he's got pure power. He also sometimes plays very unorthodox shots. Set it down the ground, and that is just going to be the single once again. Sorry, the dot ball once again, I should say. Currently Short, good start to the bowling. And also, we got that hold up. As on there, says more cake, and also 3 balls. I got lost in Dunedin today. Jeez, he was smacking around. Tell you what, smacking that one around Alex Sales. It's gone up in the air. It's just going to clear Peter Siddle. And he does get very lucky. They get back for the 2 runs, but living dangerously early on. And wait, those are not legitimate purchases as well. And I was busy swimming, and I have a story too as well. And then so go for it, Betty. And also I'll be back through my money. I need to pick it up as well. And there's more cake, but that one was going straight up in the air from Alex House, now making the score 6 for none off the first over. And can you count my plays? It was only 2 balls as well. Says Petty Wagon. I have marked it down, Petty. Don't worry. I did put it down there for you as well. Down the ground. Going to take on the quick single. They do get through for it, and that is going to be the end of the first over. 7 for none, so not quite as expensive as the first over for the Adelaide Strikers when they were batting, but still going to be not too bad as well. I've got to imagine being the England cricket team right now, says Frank. It would suck. That's for sure, because you're not just going to get like just absolutely destroyed by the media, but also the general public. It's just not going to be a fun time, which is why I'm glad that some of the players are now, I believe, in the West Indies, just because I feel like giving them a little bit more time after the Ashes is not a terrible thing as well. But currently now, Quinton de Kock bringing up the 50 for South Africa, 50 runs off 59 deliveries for that man. And South Africa, they are sitting 93 for 3 currently in their ODI up against India. As we go there, Sevens rugby is rigged as well, says Aiden. So I guess you've lost again, Aiden, by the looks of that comment. Currently, Sydney Thunder, 178 more runs from 114 balls. Conway will be charging in. Good strike of the ball there. And Alex Howes goes straight out to Matty Renshaw, the one player out there. So I was swimming, and I decided to learn to juggle in semi-darkness. I did it in about 20 to 30 minutes as well. There's Paddy Wagon. So you've done well. I assume that was with 3 balls. Did you get my prediction of 161 all out? And there's says Frank, although I think it was something. Yep, I did indeed. Yep. We have got it there, Frank. Don't worry. We did mark that one. Australia women lose next, and I'm going to lose my mind as well. And there says Aiden, who are they playing? The Australian women's side? I think they are playing. Who are they playing? Are they playing? I can't even think of who they're playing. Oh, that one's swung a little bit there for Usman Khawaja. They get themselves the leg by though. And also, what should I buy on eBay? My budget is $1 as well. Says more cake. I mean, straight away, something with free shipping, I guess you'd have to get, because or else then that's probably going to be very tough to get it for just $1. Or I would recommend saving the $1. Wait and till you have it maybe another $1, and then you got $2, and you're starting to roll in the money. So maybe just save it for now. $1 isn't going to be the most kind of, I guess, valuable asset at the moment, but a little bit more, you'll be able to get yourself something. Australia versus Russia next. So that's been called as a wide against Harry Conway. Okay, they're just talking about the fact that there's something called a koozie in England, which is pretty much like a beverage holder. Another shot from Alex Hales once again, just for the single, and also a 1p cake and a 99p shipping as well. And there it says a BAL. And also we have got there, if Russia win, I'm going to be mad, and the comp is rigged as well. And there says 8 in there. So, I mean, it would be very impressive if Russia were able to beat the Australians. Here is something scary. We cannot afford to buy a house if we were to buy it today as well. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, back in the day, like, I know that back in the day sounds like a while ago, but, like, this is literally last decade almost. Like, it was always a lot easier getting into the housing market. And they're saying that they're trying to make it easier now, but prices are just flying up through the roof pretty much. And also Tom Latham got 66 today as well, Shane. So good innings from that man, Tom Latham. But yeah, like, you're literally looking at like $500,000 in some regions that aren't even that flash, as well, just with the amount of kind of skyrocket that has come on. The house price is nicely whipped off the pads there for Usman Khawaja, and he picks up the 4 runs for himself. And I'm going to be back in time, search play. I'm going to go back in time and search Beyblades as well. WGF, they talking about it on the commentary about chubbies as well. And there was it koozies. Koozies, I think it is, which is pretty much like a beverage holder, similar to what we have in Australia and also New Zealand, kind of like a way of keeping your beer or something cold. As I know, did New Zealand play today as well, says Frank, although they didn't play, but it wasn't the Super Smash. No way Russia just took the lead as well, says Aiden. Big swing from Usman Khawaja. That was very close to the stumps, but that will be the end of the over. He's gone for 8 over Harry Conway. It's going to be 15 for none now. So very similar to what we saw from the Strikers, and you look at 600, or looking at 600 to 700K for a bog standard nothing flash house in Hamilton. Yeah. So it's like, that's the thing, the younger generation, like, we're not going to be able to buy houses. We're going to have to just rent for our whole lives, because you're not going to be able to quite get your foot in the door unless you're in like a very, very, very good paid like employment situation. So even Noah as well, says Aiden. That's the thing. Like, yeah. Don't know. I quite like my lounge at the moment. Hopefully I get to stay here for a little bit longer. And they are just showing there Usman Khawaja swinging across the line, trying to smack that one. Just shows even the pros get as much distracted as Hamish does. As on there says BAO, and also we have got the, if I ever had $500,000, I spend it on KFC for eternity, says Abdullah. I mean, it's a decent plan. You probably, that's a good shot from Alex Sales. Has he got enough? No, there's a man, Peter Siddles there. And that's going to be Alex Sales now. He will be gone. And that is going to be the Sydney Thunder losing their first wicket. And it was Peter Siddle who was able to take it. But it's once again Henry Thornton who's been able to get himself the wicket. I take it your parents own the houses. Oh, they do indeed. They did buy it about 20 or so years ago. Or maybe a little bit less than that, about 19 years ago, back when like you could actually buy a house without a whole heap of massive prices. Well, let's get the Amish promo prediction. Should Thunder won the game, 15 ball spear here as well. And it says Michelle, and also it's okay, I'm calm. Australia just equalised, as I says Michelle. Yeah, they're very good at finishing off an innings for the Australians. And now it's going to be Jason Sanger. He's going to be out there at the middle, and he is going to be one to definitely watch out for throughout this matchup. We will go like that, and we will go like that. And so Alex Hales, he tried to smack it. He just didn't get any of it. Unfortunately for him, it looked like it was a decent shot, but he mistimed it, and it does end up leading to the one as well. If I had $500,000, with my luck, it would be Zimbabwean dollars. As on there says BAO, and also we've got there. If we stay on Red Crowns, I won't be at the Super Smash Finals. As on there. Oh, Red Crowds, sorry, won't be there for the Super Smash Final. So that would be a big shame not be able to have a crowd for it. So orange they can, I assume. Shane, if you do know, let me know. Kawaja now out on this one to the leg side, nicely whipped away. It is going to be just the single once again. It's a very good over so far from Thornton, though, getting the breakthrough wicket for his side, which is exactly what they were needing in this situation. But Sanger, it's going to be a tough chase. 169 more runs needed from 106 balls. Both men going at their strike rate of about 100 for Usman Khawaja and also for Alex Hales. Also, we've got the orange yes as well. As he's showing, and also we've got that would have been cheap, very cheap 20 years ago. Yeah, it's weird how quickly times have changed type thing for like housing prices, everything. I feel so grown up talking about housing prices. You know, like, yeah, normally I'd be like, oh, do I want to get myself one can of Fanta or two? But in this case, it's like, you know, the housing economy and whatnot. And also, do you reckon they will make Tom Latham captain when Kane Williamson retires? I feel like he's put his name in the hat now that he has got a little bit of that captaincy side of it kind of under the belt. It will be interesting, though, to see whether or not they do decide to stick with him, because who else could they go with? I don't think they've really got too many other options, I don't believe, that they could actually go with for the captaincy side of it. He whipped off the pads there. Nice shot from Singer, and that is going to be racing away for the 4 runs now. Go. We'll go like that, and we will go like that. Right. Hopefully my scoreboard does decide that it doesn't dislike me too much. There we go. It is going to be updated. And also, you're getting Russia scored again. This is a joke or what? As on there says, Aiden, how much did you put on the maiden for that one? So we've got there. If you're going to go for a swim at night, because it's so good, or if you're going to go for a swim, go at night because it's so good and warm as well. And also we got the Hamish Bro Thunder won the game, 15 ball spear. As I says Michelle for the prediction, it's nicely played by Jason Sanger. He has been quite the find for the Sydney Thunder throughout the season. Currently, Henry Thornton, he's only gone for 5 runs so far off this over. Also picking up that massive wicket of Alex Hales. He steams in, he gets the ball going down there at about 140, 145. Certainly has a bright future. That's the thing. The BBL is always the breeding ground for all of the young talented players from Australia to get an opportunity. I had a look at one house and one man he sold in 2003, so 19 or 18 or 19 years ago for 66K. See, I think Waimedi at the moment is one of the cheapest areas to buy a house, and even here it is getting right up there in price. Sanger now, beautiful shot there, and that is going to be another 4 runs for Jason Sanger. That one has raced away to the boundary rope. It is a very nice one indeed for Jason Sanger. Currently now, after 3 overs, it is 24 for 1 here for the Sydney Thunder. Whoever wins this game goes on to face the Sixers on Wednesday night. Then the final, it is going to be taking place on Friday night, and that will be the Scorchers taking on one of these 2 opponents, or maybe even the Sixers as well. Could put their name in the hat for that next one, but it should be a very exciting one. Put $5 on Australia and Spain to win their games, as well as in like $5 in a multi, or $5 just on Australia. Because I assume you would have gone multi just because $5 on Australia would have been paying like peanuts. I would assume for the $5. Now Peter Siddle going to be bowling to Usman Khawaja. A little bit of a history between these 2. They've been teammates. They've been opposition in the BBL many times over. And now Peter Siddle. It's a ram shot there from Khawaja right over the head of Fawad Ahmed. He is going to be able to cut that one off right next to the boundary rope, and they will get back for the 2 runs as well. Multi as well, sees 8 in there. And also we have got there Canterbury, good look to win Super Smash. They play in Dunedin on Thursday. So it says Shane, I would like to be able to cover some of the Super Smash, although it does depend on, I guess, the schedule that we have got in terms of when we are sleeping and whatnot. And also, but the same house in 1990 sold for 65K as well. Says Nov Mum. I'll be able to do leg side-ish. Whipped away by Usman Khawaja, and that is going to be another 4 runs there for the Sydney Thunder at the moment. Ticking over extremely nicely here for the Thunder. Like they're saying, they're trying to bowl it very straight at this stage. Seems like it's going to be working not too badly for those. Oh, yeah, the Sydney Thunder. Usman Khawaja, he's in form at the moment for the Ashes. He's in form for the Big Bash, and he's just striking the ball very nicely. But if he loses his wicket here, that could all change. We head down the ground once again through the field, and it's another 4 runs for Usman Khawaja. He is on fire at the moment. 3 shots that he has been able to get 10 runs off for this over of Peter Siddle. He's chasing after him, and it is working out very nicely for himself here, Usman Khawaja. Like they're saying, Peter said, will be very disappointed with going 2 leg side early on to Usman Khawaja. You cannot afford to give that man any type of freebie, or else he will end up making you pay, and that is exactly what Khawaja has been doing here. Sort of once again, he's got to find the answer. It's going to be hit down the ground, and they do take the single as well. So Khawaja now and the non-strikers, you're being serious. Russia are in the lead at halftime as well. Here's Aiden, and also we've got anyone who can play well in all formats. Should be a good captain for the New Zealand cricket team. Oh, okay. This is still a mile away. Devon Conway, future captain. Do let me know. I mean, he's playing all formats and he's playing them well at the moment. He is a batsman, so he doesn't have to worry about the bowling side of it. But I'm not too sure about whether or not that man would want the captaincy for it, or whether he wants to just concentrate on the batting, which he is doing very well. That's a brilliant shot down the ground from Sanger. That's going to be another 4 runs there for the Sydney Thunder. So they've got there, by the way, I did call it a few days ago saying Russia will upset Australia. Why don't I just listen to my head? So it's a good question, and also trying to find cat bed for dollar free shipping because my cat sleeps in a box. So it says more cake. I feel like that would be quite a tough one to find, I would think. Also, we have got their time push, and also we've got their Devon Conway is playing Super Smash. How's he going in the Super Smash? Do let me know. Expensive start from Peter Siddle. 16 runs off his over. Sydney Thunder, they are still going to need another 145 runs of a total of, I'm going to have to see the balls, 99 balls now to be able to win. That's not right. One moment, we will update that. There we go. Now it is going down to 96 balls left. At the moment, the Sydney Thunder, they're almost coming in as favourites now to be able to win this one. Still sitting 38%, so not quite right up there, but certainly getting towards it. At the moment, the run scorer, it seems like it's either going to be Jason Singh or Usman Khawaja who will be at the most. And also, I can never listen to my head as well. It's like a flea market and iPaddy wagon in the chat from David the Mod. And also, we have got there, it's just a cat. It doesn't care where it sleeps. It says BAL. And also, we have got there, yeah, maybe just up to the selectors to make the decision as well, says Frank. Currently, 38% chance that the Sydney Thunder will be able to go on and win this match. And if they do, they go up against the Sydney Sixers in the next game. Matt Shaw, he went for 7 runs in his first over. Now they've got a few more men back to try and protect it a little bit more, and Russia is about to score again. This is madness as well. Here's Aiden there. Use of the feet there. Hit down the ground. And they do end up getting themselves a single. Usman Khawaja now back on strike. Now, does he decide to go aggressive up against Matt Shaw, or does he play it slightly more, I guess you could say, slightly more defensive? Not going completely crazy with it, trying to make sure that he doesn't end up ticking over with the possibility of too many runs for himself. Or, sorry, too many dot balls in a row, I should say. Rather than the runs. They do want runs. At this stage, get a ball of wool for $1. Your cat will get more use out of it as well. And he says, BAL, I remember when we got our cat a cat bed and he never slept on it and he just preferred a blanket as well. Usman Khawaja now. 144 more runs needed for the Sydney Thunder to be able to move on. He's tried to smack that one. Khawaja hasn't quite got onto it, though. In fact, he didn't get any of it. And that is going to be the dot ball. Alex Geary and also Usman Khawaja, 2 men who do love a bit of a chatter between the two of them. For the Ashes, they were teammates. In this game, they are in the situation of being rivals. Khawaja tries to smack that one. It's gone through the gap. That's a massive gap, in fact, and it's going to be another 4 runs for Usman Khawaja. Currently looking very strong at this point in time. We have got there be back singing up to Honey as well. And there's more cake. Also, we got Thunder's better win or else. Ooh. Okay, Thunder better win or else. Sounding. That's kind of like that mother, like kind of, like you don't want to be told by your mum, you better do something or else as well. Even though I think overall I was a very well-behaved child, I want to say. Overall, maybe. Not too bad. Overall, maybe. I don't think I got into too much trouble or any trouble, to be fair. Just gliding that one for Usman Khawaja. Run out opportunity. They get through, though, and Sanger very comfortably getting himself the one. But Khawaja currently sitting on 21 off 12. Jason Sanger sitting on 14 off 7. So both of these men ticking over very nicely for themselves. The current run rate, they are going at 9.86. The required run rate, It's going to be 9.07 if Thunder loses. No more kids don't get dinner tonight as well, says BL. That's a reverse sweep attempt there from Jason Sanger, just a little bit too high over the stumps for the LBW shout. But 6 runs so far off this over. Currently 42% chance that the Sydney Thunder will be able to go on and get themselves a win here. I see played down the ground once again, and they do get the single to close out the over. And that is going to make the score 47-4-1 after the 5 as well. Currently still 90 balls left. The second innings has been flying by compared to the first, I feel. And I think that is because we know how close we are getting to the end of the match as well. Oh, so we've got there. Two right. They won't be getting dinner on there, says Nuff Mum. Currently, they have got the Usman Khawaja song as well. They seem to have the Usman Khawaja song quite a lot on the BBL as well. Currently, 40% chance that the Sydney Thunder win this game, like I mentioned, and it should be pretty interesting to see how it does end up ending for this one, because at the end of the day, you've still got plenty of time here for both of these sides to try and go on, and it'll be pot noodles and a visit from school services as well. And there's BAL. There you go. 138 runs needed from 90 balls. Still Fawad Ahmed now. The opportunity. He is still going. At this stage, Fawad Ahmed, he's been an impressive player for so long. A great economy rate. Good running between the wicket, though. And that is going to be the 2 runs once again now for the Sydney Thunder. But Randy Renshaw and the DB, he's got the microphone on. I thought they were talking to Jono Wells earlier on. It doesn't, maybe they got multiple microphones on all of the players. Now, Jason Sanger here is going to be on strike. Oh, it's well bowled. And that is going to be just once again the single. But the Thunder, as long as they can keep this one within the 10 runs per over, I think that it is doable for them. And our second T20 between England and West Indies is starting in a couple of hours, I'm pretty sure, as well, says Frank. So it is going to be in 10 hours' time, and it is starting 9 a.m. New Zealand time for that next one. It's going to be a good match. Didn't get to see the first one, sadly, but second one I probably will be watching if I am still awake at that stage. V once again missed out on for Usman Khawaja. I feel like the frustration starting to come in. So does that mean that Khawaja could be just around the corner from losing his wicket here? 5.3 overs down. Fawad Ahmed bowls it. It's straight back down the ground. That Mark Howard has just sung along to the song as well, and Australia have just lost as well. And he says, hey, did they actually lose up against Russia? And also good night as well on there. Says Ollie Wilson, we'll see you later on, mate. Khawaja whipping it to the lead side. Once again, looking for the two. It's pretty even so far. Says BAO, it is indeed. The Thunder are just a little bit in the underdog position of this match. Fawad Ahmed, he's only gone for a total of 5 runs so far off this over. If he keeps on going the way that he is, should be able to move himself up quite nicely. Currently now, Khawaja facing, tries the cut shot, doesn't quite nail it, and that will be the end of the over now, and it is going to be a total of 52 for 1 here for the Sydney Thunder. They're just talking about that song about Khawaja. I feel like it's become quite a popular song in Australia. Definitely after that double century, he was able to get all the century and then another century after that. And also we've got I hope England win. They haven't won a match since the 2020 or sorry T20 World Cup. Jeez, is that the case? That is not ideal for them. Jason Sanger now at the moment here. He is going to be on strike. And who's the guy with the guitar? I think it is Paul Kelly as well as the one that they are talking about. Or this one, but yeah, Paul Kelly, like they're saying pretty much everyone who likes the song, then when they get to the chorus, they realize that Paul Kelly is just that great. And what he does, that's going to be another dot ball here. Currently, every dot ball is going to be crucial Oh, I'm still sitting on 6 overs or 5 overs. There we go. And who's Paul Kelly is an Australian singer, pretty much. So quite a popular one, I would say, overall for the Australians. That's gone down the leg side. And that is going to be racing close to the boundary. They do get themselves just back for the 1. And just back for the 2, I should say as well. I believe it is Paul Kelly, who is a musician from Australia. Has done quite a few of the classic Australian kind of cricket songs and whatnot, I believe. Could be wrong there though, so don't quote me too much on that. But currently Jason Sanger sitting on 18 runs of 12 deliveries to the leg side once again, and this is looking like it might be another 2 runs here for them. Nope, just the 1. Well fielded by the Cowboy out in the deep. But currently, I would say if we see a wicket within the next 2 overs, maybe even within this over and the next one, there's still going to be a chance that the Adelaide Strikers can try and shut down that momentum that is forming at the moment. Yeah, Russia beat Australia 29 points to 26. That's the wicket there. And that's going to be now Usman Khawaja, who has gone forward. Ahmed takes the catch. Are they checking this one, though? Oh. They checking this one? Okay, the umpires are just having a quick look at this one to see whether or not it is out. No, not quite Ed Sheeran as well. And they're like, yes, since the T20 World Cup, England have only been involved in the Ashes disaster and a last night's disaster as well. And I think it bounced. Maybe I'm wrong, right? We are looking upstairs. In real time, the on-field decision has been called as out. So it's going to be Khawaja gone. This is a huge moment in the game for the Sydney Thunder. Review for the fair catch. Did Fawad Ahmed nail it? Or is it going to be just short? What we got? It's a fair delivery from Matt Short. That is a good start. You don't want to have a no ball there, of course. I would say that's on the grass. Yeah. I'm saying that one's not out for that one. Usman Khawaja just decided to make his way back out to the middle now. Geez, tell you what, it's close though for Fawad Ahmed. But he's going to be unfortunately missing out on that opportunity there for Fawad. And that means that now the Adelaide Strikers, they will be under a little bit more pressure. Yeah, Australia being beaten by Russia is a huge result in the 7th circuit, because that now means that it's going to be Russia in the final up against, who were France up against, Aiden? The team that you didn't put money on. Who were they? I can't quite think of them as well. And also that's not out as well, says BAL. Yeah, I believe this will be continuing with Usman Khawaja at the crease as well. A moment, we will go back here. And we will go. We're going to just slouch down a little bit just for a moment, just because it's comfier for a little bit of time. I believe they're checking this one about 50 times, but they will be making the decision of not out. Khawaja's still waiting. He expects it to come out as not out here. What are they going to do? Decision pending. Decision pending. Decision pending. Still says decision pending. This is building a lot of suspense at the moment. Is this going to be Khawaja gone? Or does he get to stay at the middle? Oh. The screen wasn't working. It's been given as out. And Usman Khawaja's gone. And he can't believe it. Usman Khawaja, Fawad Ahmed, I disagree with the decision as well. Yeah, it's an absolutely huge one for that one to be the case. Oh, yeah, that is huge. Ladies and gentlemen, Khawaja dismissed for 23 runs. And he is going to be very disappointed with that one. This is taking a while to make the decision. USA versus Russia in the women's final. It's a battle for Ukraine as well. There says Amish Spencer, but that is going to be the end of Usman Khawaja at the crease. Big moment in this game. And now Alex Ross, the sweepologist, makes his way out to the middle. And that changes everything in this innings in terms of the odds and everything along those lines. Now heavily the favourites, the Adelaide Strikers, with only a 25% chance. And I can give it out. If the screen doesn't work, they have a red light, a backup light pretty much. So a backup like we type thing up on the top of the TMO thing. And also we've got there who bunged The VAR ref as well in there says VAR, and also we've got there, Coley would have busted the stumps mics by now after this decision as well. But yeah, currently, I mean, the Sydney Thunder, they are going to be under all sorts of pressure in this game now. So the soft signal was out, so that is why they've actually gone with it. And they won by the sounds of it, but now Fawad going to be bowling to Alex Ross. Whips it off his pads there, a run out almost on the cards, but not quite able to get through for it. But currently, that does have a huge, I guess you could say, impact in this game with now Khawaja, the informed Khawaja, being on his way. But Fawad Ahmed, he felt like he caught the ball. Good shot there, deep from Alex Ross, and it is just going to be the single once again. Currently, the scoreboard has all ended up turning off, and hopefully it doesn't do what we saw for the rugby last night in the URC, how the whole screen went black for a quite a long time. In fact, but currently now it is going to be Jason Sanger to the leg side once again, and that is going to be the end of the over now. And it is a very good one from Matt Short. He does bowl 3 over so far, 20 runs for the 1 wicket as well. I think they're going to look for this one. I mean, yeah, interesting call. That is true. And also, signal was harsh. I felt the catch wasn't clean. 100,000 miles away from the play as well. And also, you get their strikers have set the game up now. They just need to take it as well, says Frank. Yeah, all they need to do is just keep on playing this kind of more economical style that they've had for the last few overs. The spin seems to be working nicely at the MCG. It's a long boundary. Got to hit it a very long way to get it over. But Jason Sanger, he's got potential. Oh, I thought he just got stumped. Work by Alex Carey. Did just have the foot down. Sanger, he actually ended up advancing almost a little bit there, does he? Yeah, he does, but he keeps that foot shuffling straight back. Got it back down and was able to stop himself from getting stumped. So quick thinking from both Sanger and Carey. And that one. Currently now Fawad Ahmed. It's a dot ball. Real full toss from him, like they're saying. Doesn't normally throw up too many. Hit to the lead zone. It looks like they're going to be running hard here for Alex Ross and Jason Sanger. Do they get it? No, they don't. It is just going to be the single once again. Currently the required run rate. It's almost up to 10 runs and over now. Alex Ross, he can hit a long ball. Daniel Sams, this game is certainly not over till Daniel Sams is out. Because that man can hit sixes for fun throughout an innings. And he will just keep on hitting it and hitting it and hitting it as well. Alex Ross, he's going to be one to possibly, I mean, if he gets out early, this is going to change the momentum once again. And even more in favour of the Adelaide Strikers. He's missed that one. That is going to be just the single. Although a man that they don't want to lose definitely is Jason Sanger. Because he is going to be one that, like, if they lose him, you're in a bit of trouble. Like they said, Cameron Boyce, he's actually been dropped by the Renegades. It's a nice shot. Straight to the man, though. Once again, so now, once again, another dot ball. The pressure starts to build here. One more time for the Adelaide Strikers in this Fawad Ahmed over. He's only gone for 7 runs so far off the first 1.4 overs as well for the Adelaide Strikers. Drag down, hit to the leg side. It looks like they do want to here, and Alex Rossi is running hard, and they will get there nice and comfortably here. It's again good running between the wickets now. Saying he's sitting on 23. He's really going to need a massive innings to be able to help his side over the line. He needs a 50. He needs almost, I mean, he can't quite get 100, I don't believe, but he could get close to it. Well, there's like how many runs? 123. It's still doable for the 100 bats. They've still got Peter Siddle as an option for the bowling attack as well. And now Jason Sanger. Nice cut shot, but it goes straight to the man at backward point, and that will be the end of another over from Fawad Ahmed. It only goes for the 4 runs, and the total is going to be 2 for 62. So they are just showing there the Khawaja wicket. Fawad Ahmed able to take the catch. They did go upstairs. Fingers are around the ball, but it was given as out for the red light rather than the green light as well. Fawad Ahmed, I don't think he could quite believe it for that one as well. He was very happy with the fact that he was able to get that wicket. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have still got the 7s later on tonight, which first of all, we have got the women's final that we will be covering, maybe even the 3rd and 4th final with the men's if we do get a chance, depending on how it does go for when that Munster versus Wasps game's finished. Is it me, or has this BBL season gotten faster than last year's competition? Or has this BBL season got faster? It has indeed, because they have actually, for the first time since about the 5th BBL season, they're going to be finishing it before the end of January, which normally they don't actually get through to till kind of that February range. It's a short ball. It's going to be a wide there from Henry Thornton. Like I said, they like the aggression from Thornton. Just seeing whether or not Alex Ross wants to take him on, which normally Alex Ross, he does like going after it. But Daniel Sams, he will be at the crease relatively soon. Matthew Gilks can also hit a long ball for himself. But currently now charging in once again, Thornton. Target of 188. It's a short ball. It's in him right on the ribcage there. It was evasive action. So because of it, it does mean that it is going to be the run given for the leg bye. Or did he actually got bat on there, Alex Ross. He's done very well to be able to line that one up. But Usman Khawaja, he is annoyed with the way that has gone, unfortunately. Sandu put it on the mask. I feel like anytime the camera is on the guys, they don't seem to have to put on their mask. But then anytime it is that they aren't on the camera, they seem to take the mask off as well. Thornton, good aggression. Sanger with a nice shot, though, goes straight out to deep square leg and Tom Kelly. And also, I don't feel like it was faster. In fact, the season has been dragging since last year as well, says Abdullah. But yeah, it is going to be the earliest that a season is finished for the BBL in about 5 years or something along those lines, I believe. So they've decided, rather than having it go into February due to the other tours that are going to be coming up, they've decided to kind of cramp it all in to the kind of smaller stage. And I'm glad that they're doing it, because of the fact that it does mean that Super Rugby does not really overlap with us as well. Although that preseason game that is coming up, I believe, will almost be an overlapping one, depending on how it goes. But now Thornton, once again, I don't think we actually get the Australian preseason games over here in New Zealand. Now that I think about it, I think we get the New Zealand preseason, but we don't get Australia's preseason for Super Rugby. Alex Ross once again on strike. 10.4 is the required run rate. Gives himself some space, bounces it down to deep third man, and it is going to be fielded nicely by forward arm. A nice casual too, run by the Thunder. Currently, that run rate, it's slowly increasing more and more. Their current run rate sitting at 7.73. They do need to keep on increasing that one up if they do want a chance of being able to go on. And with this game, it's hard playing a sport while wearing a mask as well. I just have the lads tested and I get the mask involved on the pitch as well. The fans in the stands, it's a different story as well. Yeah, because they're currently, that's the thing, they're in the dugout. Those guys who they are kind of showing with the masks on. Whereas, like, you'd think if they're all like confirmed to be negative, like, I don't think they would need the... Oh. That's a no ball for the second short ball of the over, and Thornton is not happy. So that now means that it's a free hit for Alex Ross, and he will be able to well and truly swing this one. So he was warned about the first one. Now it is a free hit. How high over the head of this one was it for Alex Ross? It's harsh. Just above shoulder height, though. And I guess it's going to be the no ball. So now the free hit, Henry Thornton. When does he put this one? It's got to be slightly pitched up, I would think. Oh, it's in the slot, and Alex Ross goes bang. And there's going to be 6 runs off the no ball, and that could be a costly one for them indeed. A good hit from Alex Ross, and that will give him a lot of confidence in the early stages. And just with that massive shot from the Sydney Thunder, I feel like that could be the momentum shifter in this game. Currently, to win this game, I am going to look at the odds. They are sitting $2.75 underdogs here for the Thunder. And also, we've got there, bro, is a confused Khawaja out or not out? It's something rare to see umpire mind as well, says Michelle. I would have called it as not out, but because the on-field decision was out, they had to try and well and truly, I guess, overturn it as well. With your permission, I'm going to make a compilation video of you yawning. Maybe it helps me in my sleepless nights as well, says Abdullah. I mean, I feel like it wouldn't take a lot of effort to be able to find all of the footage of me yawning, because I yawn that often. And so I'm back. I had to reset my phone to get my Chromecast to work as well, says BAL. And also we have got there. Then I need to push the run rate down. They do indeed. Sitting just above the 10 runs and over. Okay, they are just teaching Michael Vaughan how to use a stubby holder. If Michael Vaughan, he's just called the MCC very posh. So if he calls something very posh, you know that it is posh indeed. He did end up accidentally tipping it down himself, Michael Vaughan, unfortunately for himself. And that one, but a stubby holder, something they don't have in England, apparently there. Currently now, Harry Conway charging in, saying hitting it to the leg side. Once again, they're going to push for the 2. It is a long boundary at the MCG, and you can often get yourself the 2 runs without too much trouble. And that is exactly what they've been able to do once again now. Moving up to 76 runs, 2 wickets down. They've still got some very good batsmen in the shed. Matthew Gilks, Daniel Sam's been cutting. All 3 of those men can hit a long ball. You could even go as low as Chris Green as being able to smack it around. But they do need their top order to really get that run rate down to only maybe around that required run rate of 8 or 9 by the time they take that power surge. We head off the side once again. A Singer, they want to run hard. Alex Ross, they do just take the 1, though. They have been able to come in off the boundary. Cut that one just to the single. How thick is Michael Vaughan as well? We've had those in England for ages as is BAL. I guess it must depend on the region, and they did say earlier on that it is called a koozie in England. I believe it also. We've got the Come On Thunder as well. I want to see a Sydney smash, as well, says Frank. And yeah, Sydney Derby would be just around the corner if we do get to see the Sydney Thunder win this game. Hard by Alex Ross, but once again in the deep, they've got the man back there, and it is to keep to just the single, the required run rate. Still sitting around that 10.2. The current run rate, it was down to 7 before, or 7.5, so they have been able to up it just a bit more. Jason Sanger sitting on 27 off 22. They need a big partnership like we saw for the Adelaide Strikers. So they had an absolutely phenomenal one between, I believe it was actually Cobain, and also it would have been, I think it was John O'Wells or Matty Renshaw, one of those two, had the massive partnership. Going to be hit there in the air. Once again, just a single though. I think Alex Carey just appealed for that one. Thunder at the moment, 31% chance that they go on to win this one. But Harry Conway, he was having a bit of an appeal at that one, seeing whether or not there was a chance the umpire did want to be generous and give it out. It's a double hit. Ooh. Tried to swat that one there, Alex Ross. Didn't quite get onto it. I'm going to need more water. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because we have got plenty more content coming. Like I mentioned, at 2 a.m. it is going to be South Africa taking on Australia in the men's semi-final of the Malaga Sevens. And we also got the Munster versus the Wasps. That is going to be a game taking place a little bit later on. It's well fielded. No, it's not. It's a misfield. And that's going to be at least an extra 2 runs here by the looks of it. Forward here. Ahmed throws it in. It was close to a run-out opportunity. And also we've got that. So do you think the Thunder still have a shot? Hamish says, Aiden. See, anytime you ask me a question, Aiden, I always think that you're sitting there ready to put a bet on with whatever I say. There's a chance. There's a chance. It's not a guarantee. 37% chance for the Sydney Thunder to be able to go on and get themselves a win here. Currently, we will have to wait and see who's winning Munster or the Wasps. Same again. Feel like you're sitting there, you're trying to put together that multi at 2 a.m. New Zealand time. So I said Hamish said that it is indeed. So that is going to be South Africa versus Australia, followed by England versus Argentina. And then from there, we will have Munster versus the Wasps at 4:15 a.m., followed by the women's final and the men's final of the Dubai Sevens. And also we've got the 106 off 61 balls. It's easy enough. So it says BAL, yeah, as long as they don't lose any more wickets, they should be completely fine here, I would like to think. But even as well, and also we have got there a Munster versus Wasps is extremely tough. I wouldn't risk it. Yeah, that could easily go either way, that matchup. Like, it just depends on what Wasp side we get to see turn up. And also what Munster side we get to see turn up. If Omani and his big Munster forwards can really just steam through the Wasp, but they've got Brad Shields on that side. He's a solid individual. Like that sound for the forward army one. He did feel like he got a finger underneath it. Very close. And then also, if you're going to, make sure it's a $5 bet tops as well. Exactly right. Any more than that, you are just pretty much donating it to the betting fund of the betting company, I guess, in that regard. But currently, okay, they're talking to Jono Wells at the moment. He's saying that it's pretty dry out there, which does mean there won't be too much skid on. I've already put $5 on them ages ago, though I'm not betting. It's extremely risky. Do you know how many times I've lost my money? I just want to do an expert analysis on the game. As on there says Aiden, I do know how many times you lost your money because the last about 4 matches, it sounds like it has gone the opposite way to your bet as well. It's becoming like my predictions normally, it's whatever I say, the opposite happens. And so I'll say the Wasps win that game up against Munster in what is a very hard-fought contest, only about a 3-point difference. And then for the other game, the Thunder versus the Strikers at this stage, I'll say the Thunder, as long as they don't lose too many more wickets, should still be able to get that. Why does that feel like a trap as well? Says Sebastian there. And also I will bet my life savings on Bath to win the premiership as well. That would be smart because I feel like they certainly are going to be able to nail it. I see a addiction stop as well. And then only bet, well, you can afford to lose as well. Exactly right. Currently now going out to Tom Kelly. Once again, another single. Sanger sitting there, 28 off 23 as well. And also 16 off 13 for Alex Ross. Reverse sweep there from Jason Singer. Works out, and that is going to be 4 runs there for himself. Nicely done by that man once again. I think Johnny Wells is just talking about his bat company that he is working on. Jordan Silk used them, apparently. Currently 10.2 overs down. And this one, 2 wickets down, 87 runs on the board here. And currently a 43% chance that the Sydney Thunder can go on to win this game. That's the thing. How quickly a game of cricket can change. Literally, if there's a wicket now, it would change everything. They are going to be running hard once again. And it looks like they will be able to get back for the 2 runs. And it's just very good running between the wickets from the Sydney Thunder, just milking them for it. Spain were able to beat Belgium 17 points to 5 in the women's sevens for that one. Currently 34 runs off 25 deliveries for Jason Sanger. 7 runs so far off this over of Matt Short. It's been a little bit more expensive than it has been last night. I guess where there was a massive upset. I guess what there was a massive upset in the 7. Was it the one with Spain being able to win against Belgium or no? Maybe not that one. Or was it the Russia versus Australia one, I assume? And also Thunder to hit 6 sixes the last over just to make it more dramatic, as says Frank. We hit down the ground. Once again, looking for the 2 runs. They do just take the single that time, though. Last thing they want here is a run out. Definitely not when they're starting to really build up quite nicely. Maybe the power surge won't be a mile off, although I would actually save the power surge maybe for a little bit later on when you got Daniel Sams at the crease, because that man can change it. No, Russia beat Australia, knocked them out as well. And then maybe $5 on the Wasps. It's a decent odd. If it's not to be, as it's just a 5 gone. So I'll see Sebastian. Catch him. No. Didn't quite go down there. And that is going to be the end of the 11th over currently. They do need 10.4 per over for the final 54 balls. This is going to be a close game by the looks of it. And currently 41% chance that the Sydney Thunder go on to win this game compared to the other side of it, which is currently sitting in favour of the Adelaide Strikers with literally almost completely even after 11 overs. The King, I'm back in the chat as well. Welcome back. Xavier, I hope you are doing well. South Africa, 175th rank, Quinton de Kock, 99 not out. So he's looking like he's going to be able to tick over that century for himself. I hope you are doing well, Xavier. At the moment, we've got a 50-50 game here almost between these two sides. Daniel Sams having a big yawn there as well. Oh, it's gone through the legs of Alex Carey, and that one is going to be racing close to the boundary. Yes, it does go over. That's another 4 runs, but 7s is the competition as well. I would never bet on, though you're asking for it with those unpredictable games. Exactly right. Like, that's the thing. For Russia to beat Australia would have been paying plenty, I would have thought. That game, Alex Carey, he's disappointed with that one. My mum and dad have been getting into watching Ed-Eye. So I think my mum used to watch it as well. But I have not actually seen too many of the episodes. I think I watched like half of the first one just because I was in the same room as my mum watching it. But currently 91 more runs needed from 53 balls. Sanger, it's looking like he's in decent nick at the moment. Working it to the leg side. They want the 2. Do they get there? It's close, but they do get there nicely. And it's another 2 runs. They're just milking the field at the moment with the MCG boundary. You've got to bring that man off the boundary a little bit. Then it opens up the shot over the top. Sanger, he is just cutting it down very nicely. I'm not going to jinx him there. There's been lots of players who got out into the 90s as well. A lot of players who have got out even closer to the 100, including 99. And I was $11 Russia was paying. I lost quite a lot of money on this as well. And there says Aiden, going to be hit down the ground for just a single. The Australians as well in there. Says Aiden. So yeah, Australia would have only been paying like $1.10, if that, $1.05 maybe. So wouldn't have been ideal. The one, but it was Mikawaja at the moment sitting there, 23 off 17. He's disappointed, but at the end of the day, he is saying that it makes it hard to overturn it when it is given as on-field out. The 2 runs. Once again. So yeah, they are saying that there was possibly a chance that that ball was on the ground. Soft signals should be discarded of the game. Also, $1.02. I lost 200. As I says Aiden. Is that the 200 that you were going to cash out or a different one? As I still got 200 in my bank. As I says Aiden there, but that is going to be hit down the ground for Alex Ross. And also we've got that who would have won or who would have expected a USA versus Russia women's one as well. Everyone thought that it was going to be Aussie versus France. Don't waste your money on sevens, lads. And there is our Sebastian. Exactly right. They were the 2 who were favourites to make it through, weren't they? It's like in the men's department, we could end up with Australia versus, I guess it would be Australia versus England in the final as the 2 upset ones out of the 2. And also we've got that thanks to Ngannou. I doubled it as well. And there says Aiden. Currently it is going to be Jason Sanger, who's sitting on 43 off 31 deliveries. Also we've got there, has a betting problem like I have a donation problem as well. Says, so everyone, well, never bet on women, I guess. And there, but I'm done for tonight, says Aiden. I hope so in that regard. But Jason Singer currently sitting there 43 off 31, like I mentioned. Ross sitting 19 off 16. He was able to hit that 6 off the free hit. That is almost the only boundary. In fact, it is the only boundary he has been able to get for himself so far. But Peter Siddle now, he will be bowling. He's still got 3 overs left. He went for 16 of his very first over. I was just having a bit of a chat with the umpire from before. But yeah, he will be disappointed that he did lose his wicket when he did that. It's going to be a single off the first ball off the Siddle over. It's going to be almost a 50-50 game here. 47% chance that the Sydney Thunder go on to win this game compared to the 53% of the Adelaide Strikers. It's literally a pick and choose game here between the 2 sides. With Daniel Sam still in the sheds, I feel like there's a good chance that the Sydney Thunder will be able to chase this down. But they do need to make sure that they don't allow this run rate or the required run rate to go above about that 11 or 12, or else then you do get yourself in a lot of trouble, putting extra pressure on the batsman. Peter Siddle, normally very economical, at least now his Chinese takeaway benefits from Xavier's donation problem. Yes, that is true. Do have myself like the Chinese food fund at the moment, although it was actually in the webcam fund as well, wasn't it, for some of that one? But yeah, we have got plenty of Chinese on offer for that one if we are getting food in the future, I guess. Currently, okay, the Strikers at this point in time, we're 3 for 102 here. So what does that mean for this game? That's a question. Nicely glided there down to deep third man. We have got there. I mean, there are quite a lot of attractive female rugby players, I guess. From now on, I can stay and watch them and enjoy it from now on, as I says, and I feel like that would be a better way of doing it than ending up, because then or else it will affect your relationship with them. You'll be like, oh, that's the girl who cost me $200. You know, that's not ideal. That's pretty much any man who's got a girlfriend, to be fair. But I'm sure it's worth it in the end. I'm single in my lounge 12 a.m. midnight at the moment. And also, have they taken the surge yet? Not yet. Yeah, the money from the other day goes to the webcam button. That's a nice shot there from Jason Sam. It goes straight into the hands of Thornton in the deep, and they do just get the single once again. So Peter Siddle at the moment, 4 balls, 5 runs. Like they're saying, every bowler will be under pressure here. So far, we have seen Matt Short, Harry Conway, Henry Thornton, Peter Siddle, Farwood Ahmed. I don't believe they've got any other bowling options other than maybe Matty Renshaw if they decide to go to him. I think he is the only other man who hasn't had a bowl yet. They hit nicely once again by Ross to the leg side just for the single. Well fielded by Kelly and a very economical over here for Peter Siddle. Quinton Nakoki brings up his 100 as well for anyone wondering about that game. 30.3 overs down, 173 for 3. That's what the South Africans are sitting. But currently they're showing who's got balls, or who's got overs left, I should say. I'm sure in the picking order of attractive female sports players, rugby wouldn't feature very highly as well. And there's his BAL. Currently now, Sanger hits it, doesn't quite get all of it. But might be able to get through for the 2. Do they get it? Yes, they do. That could have been a run-out opportunity, but that will be the end of the Siddle over. It's gone almost up to 11 runs required per over now. But at the moment, the Sydney Thunder, they're actually sitting as the favourite. And Hamish should prank George when he's sleeping as well. Go and take all his clothes when he's showering, then put it in your car and wait for him at your house as well, says Aiden. I mean, that would be a very harsh prank. Indeed, I feel like that wouldn't be a good idea with George because he would probably well and truly just not be very happy about what happens if they get closest to my predictions as well, says Frank. That will mean that you get yourself 3 points on the board. If you're second closest, 2 points. If you're third closest, 1 point. And all the points will go towards kind of end of the season. We are going to be adding them up and seeing who has got the most points in terms of their predictions. But currently now, is this the power surge opportunity that they do need? Have they taken it? That's a big question. I don't think they have just yet. Also, we have got there. And every season pass I would buy for my games. I was off the mindset that the money doesn't go on something she wants as well. And there's Sebastian. I mean, that's fair. Oh, got another donation from Xavier once again. All right, thank you very much, mate. I mean, it would be funny. I had a chuckle as well, and there says Aiden. Yeah, although I'd hate to think what prank he would play on me back. Like, I don't know whether or not George is a player you want to get in a prank war with. That's a good shot from Alex Ross. Once again, it's going to be pushed out. They are going to get back for the 2. Once again, nicely done. Yeah, do appreciate all your donations, Xavier. There have been a lot of them recently, and it is hugely appreciated. And once again, we got that Melbourne Rebels one up on the screen in terms of the colour. I mean, it's good advertisement for your channel. That's what, in a way, I guess you could say, for your one. But also, we got their spam as well. It says more cake. Currently, Alex Ross sitting there, 20 off 25. Oh, sorry, that's a brilliant shot there. Actually, 29 now off 21. Well, Alex Ross, my girlfriend, gave me an ear infection as well. It's Elsa from Frozen in the chat. And yeah. I was very good. They're so scared on George's revenge prank. Yep. Because I feel like George's revenge prank, he'd probably be like, right, I'm going to sit around the corner. And then when he walks around, I'm just going to punch him in the face. Ha. Got him. So I feel like that would be something along those lines. And also, we have a lot of people who have spammed lately. It is always on the BBL ones that we do get them, which is interesting enough. It'll be nicely played there by Alex Ross. Once again, they're going to be running hard here, and they will be able to get back for the easy 2. Once again, this is great work. And should I donate $30 to prank George fund as well? I don't know whether or not that is a fund that I want to have started, unfortunately. I mean, there is that Get George Chicken Nuggets one. Which, I mean, is one thing, I guess. But, yeah, I wouldn't say a prank George fund is the way to go, just because I feel like that would be a very dangerous game to be playing as well. But currently, 8 runs so far off this over of Thornton. It's been relatively expensive, but they haven't taken the power surge as of yet, with a 60% chance now for the Sydney Thunder to go on and win this game. Down the leg side, and it's going to be the wide as well, and you should save your money fund as well. And there's Amy Spencer. Thornton, he just puts a hand up, apologises for that one. 9 runs so far off the first 3 overs. The youngster under pressure, only 25 years of age, is just a little bit behind what the Adelaide Strikers were at this point in time. This is when a big partnership came for the Adelaide Strikers, though. And also, don't talk to George for a month, then give him $1K as well. And there says Xavier Brown. To be fair, we almost did that over Christmas. As George could be watching this. No, he doesn't watch our live streams. Definitely not the cricket ones anyway. He sometimes watches the rugby, but not the cricket. He isn't really into the cricket too much. It's well bowled. It is the dot ball now. Nicely done. And also, now for real, though, I have an ear infection and it's bloody annoying, somewhat painful as well. And there's Aaron Spencer, but the Thunder, like I mentioned, they are slightly the favourites to be able to go on and win this game. It's going to be a close one, that is for sure. Currently, the Thunder, they will have the chance of facing off against the other Sydney side. How about give it to me instead if you have so much to waste fund as well. And this is BBL, and also it's least likely it's a midnight cricket stream, thank goodness. So I'm safe for now, as well, says Aiden. Big full toss hit down the ground from Alex Ross. He's been able to pierce the gap beautifully, and it's another 4 runs there for the Sydney Thunder. They are cutting this down very nicely at the moment here. Currently, there is a hope of 6s in the crowd in terms of those kind of little signs, but it could be a little bit of a premeditation for the game that is coming up soon, and that is going to be up against the 6s. And I have the cricket pitches. I have 2 cricket pitches 10 metres apart as well. It says more cake there. So what time is the Aussie game tonight? So it says Aaron Spencer. So we are looking at 2:09 a.m. New Zealand time. So I assume if you're 2 hours behind, you are looking at 12:09 a.m. in Australia. So 2 hours time pretty much is when we are going to be starting a new fun. Give Hamish Spencer more beer. As on there says Xavier Brown, and also we got there 666. And there as well. Oh, sorry, 66. And hang on, yeah. I went to the next BBL game, says BBL. So it is going to be Wednesday night, 9:15. So when that one is going to be taking place, just put a photo on Discord channel of one of our cats as well, Canadian clubs. And we have a deal. And there says Aaron Spencer, one moment. We will load up the Discord while we have got a break. And we will go here. Cat's watching the live stream as well. Look at that. Cat loves it. So that's the thing. My cat probably watches the Chiefs more than he watches me at time. Also, we got there. Hi, Azar. And also, we've got there. Can you do another rugby career mode this year? As I think we will be doing some sort of one on Rugby 22 when it does end up coming out, and also a rugby challenge for career mode. But I hope you are doing well, Grays, as well. Do let me know who you think is going to be going on to win this game at the moment. Sydney Thunder have a 68% chance. Travis Head now being brought into the bowling attack. 52 matches, 18 wickets for that man with an average of 25.22. Is going to win Hamish to the expert. Do you think the Aussies stand a chance against the Blitzbox? I'm not betting, as I says. I would say, the way that they played in that second half against the USA, they'll have a decent chance, but I think the Blitzbox will be a little bit too strong. And when does Rugby 22 come out? It is going to be in 5 days' time, I believe. My cat is watching, thinks she's into the cricket as well. There's more cake. Going to be hit down the ground from Alex Ross once again, running hard for the 2. No, they just get the single. Currently, they do need 10.3 runs per over. It is doable for them, though, with the current run rate sitting at 8.75 and 27th of January. Also, it's actually only 3 days away. Geez, that's close. As I watch your credit card details as well, since it's over around, I'll just give you the numbers right now if you like. I feel like that's the thing. I may end up, at some stage, I'm tired, but I'm not that tired to be able to do that. As I 66666 is what the Thunder need as well, says more cake. If they did that, this game would be over before we know it. Jason Sanger sitting there now on 47 runs. Another easy 2 for the Sydney Thunder as well. And so are you going to play as the Crusaders in the career mode as well? And this is Aiden. I have got a couple ideas. I don't know whether or not Crusaders are going to be the side that I do pick for my career mode, but there are a couple of them that I am considering. Use of the feet there from Jason Sanger. 50 runs now for himself. Been able to tick over very nicely. 50 off 37, 5 4s, no 6s throughout this match so far. The only 6 that we have seen so far in this innings has actually been Alex Ross, the sweepologist. If I donate $10K, you have to give us George's credit card details as well. And there says Xavier Brown. I'm not sure how keen he would be on that one overall. And also, I don't know if did I guess the strikers total, or did I guess the strikers total? I think he did manage. I don't know whether it was luck, whether it was skill, perhaps. Maybe you're in the future. That was a random guess as well. It says more cake. Although it did work out very nicely for yourself, indeed. So they all stump. That'll be the end of the Travis Head over. 5 runs off it. Do they decide to go with him just again? At the moment, Jason Sanger, he's been very good throughout this matchup. Just classic cricket shots, like they're saying. He has been able to tick over some very nice runs for his side. Currently, the run rate, current run rate that they will need is going to be 11.4. It's starting to creep up just a little bit more now. Still a 60% chance for the Thunder to be able to go on and win this game, though. We'll have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. If you don't have 10K, I'll give you my credit card details and clear my account for me. As well, and there's BAL. But now it is going to be Alex Ross back on strike. I believe they will go spin again here, would be the best option in this situation. It is going to be Fawad Ahmed now getting another over. They still haven't used their power surge. I think they're saving it just in case they need Daniel Sams at the end to go absolutely berserk with the way that he's going. But they've got 8 wickets in hand here. And also time for the power surge. And also we've got the can show us to your computer. You are live streaming on as well, says Frank. I don't know whether or not I can rotate the camera and that way just because it's kind of half by mounted. But pretty much it's just a stock standard gaming PC with a green light on it as well. There's their time for the surge. They haven't quite taken it just yet, but there's going to be the big deciding factor in this game, I would think. It's a sweep shot there from Alex Ross. Hits it down the ground. It's Matty Renshaw. Tries to cut it off, not able to, and it's 4 more runs for the sweepologist Alex Ross. He now moves up onto 42 of 28 deliveries. And the Thunder, they are sitting more and more likely to be able to get their once donate 10K to a streamer on his mum's credit card. Geez, that would get you in trouble, wouldn't it? Matty Renshaw ends up cutting it off. He almost ended up just bobbling it a little bit too much, though. And because of it, it did mean that it did end up popping up over the surface as well. Fawad Ahmed, nice little wrong in. It's like he's going to be chasing this one. He's going to try and cut it off. Do they take on the 2? They do indeed, and they do get there as well. It's relatively close for that one. If he did end up getting a throw away straight away, Fawad Ahmed, Alex Ross could have been in trouble, but 44 of 29 deliveries now and hoping to win a massive $2.56 as well. And this is Navmum. So you did put, I assume, $1 or $2.56 is very specific. Was it $1 or was it somewhere around there, Navmum? Do let me know. Currently now, Fawad Ahmed is going to be sitting there 6 off the first 2 balls of his over as well, and they currently only need 10.9 runs per over. They've still got the power surge as well, $500 is the most you can donate per stream as well. And there says Jay Hayes. I think they might have been on Twitch for that one. Big full toss, sweep bowler just once again, Alex Ross trying to pierce the field, but it is going to be fielded nicely by Johnny Wells, and it is kept to adjust the single we have got there. If either of my kids did that, they would be getting no pocket money for about 50 years as well. And there says Navmum, if they were to donate $10,000 to a random streamer. I'd like to think, though, the streamer, like, they would give it back. Like, overall, I feel like that's just, like, some people, you'd like to think that the world is good enough that you would be like, right, we'll just give that back, you know, no harm in that one type thing. But then I feel like some people would be greedy and be like, oh, yeah, cheers. Nah, no refunds. But I think Twitch do have a refund policy if it is an accidental donation type thing as well. 50 runs of 39. Jason Sanger, that's a beautiful strike of the ball down the ground, and that is 6 runs. He just waited for it and is able to smack it all the way for 6. And also, we've got either of your kids did that, you wouldn't have the pocket money anyway as well. And also, we've got that I would send them into child labor as well. And there's Sebastian also, how do you have dinner and go to sleep before you do each live stream as well? And there says Frank, I guess it is just kind of practice. So pretty much after this live stream is over, I will end up cooking up some chips while I am doing my next preparation for the South Africa versus Australia live stream that will be taking place at 2 a.m. Then I've got England versus Argentina, and then Munster versus the Wasps at 4:15. And then we have got the 2 finals that are taking place at 6:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. New Zealand time. And currently, Fawad Ahmed, it's been a little bit more of an expensive over here, 13, but the required run rate is still sitting at 10.6. I believe Travis Heap will get the next over in this matchup. Once again, chasing after it there. Jason Sanger, well fielded by Matt Shaw, and that is 14 off the over, and it is sitting 142 for 2 now. Sydney Thunder, 71% chance of going on to win this one, and how to become one of Santa's elves are where you make all the toys and get more, or where you make all the toys and get none as well. Been unfortunate in that regard, but they are actually showing a few of the misfields as well that we have seen recently from the Adelaide Strikers. And the big thing for me is we saw a lot of misfields from the Sydney Thunder in the first innings. But it has been a little bit better from the Sydney Thunder, from the Adelaide Strikers in the field, but they still had a couple kind of very painful misfields. Is the power surge being taken? Yes, it is. They have now taken the power surge. The BBL has flown past. It has indeed. We're only like two games after this one, and then it's all over. As you do get Xmas Day off being Santa's elf, though. And BAL. Yeah, because he didn't want to pay them time and a half on the holidays, did he? It's very strategic from Mr. Claus there. Currently, 43 more runs needed off 24 balls. It will be Peter Siddle bowling this first over of the power surge. They've got two men out in the deep on the leg side, mid-wicket and also deep square leg. Down the ground. Oh, it's a brilliant shot from Singer, and it's going to be another 4 runs. And Singer is in the form of his life at the moment. I didn't think possible thunder as well, says Malcolm. I mean, I gave them only 150 runs because I did want to try and get a bit strategic with it, but I'm going to be missing out on the points, that is for sure. It's a Sydney Thunder. He's just not trying to overhit it, Jason Singer. He's just playing all the shots. He is continuously hitting the ball to the boundaries. I'm moving up on the 61 now off 42. The required run rate still sitting at 10, but this power surge, if it's a big one, at least your technical sport, you have to pinpoint Satter, his next location. That's a big shot there from Singh. Has he got enough of it? I don't believe he has. It's taken, and Singh is gone now. And that could be a big game-changing wicket right. If I was the Sydney Thunder, I would send in Daniel Sams here. But I assume more than likely I'll go with Matthew Jilks instead, but that one will be a momentum shifter. 66% chance still for the Thunder to go on to win this game, but Jason Singer tried to get it, didn't quite get enough of it, and John O'Wells would have taken an important catch, and Peter Siddle gets another one. 43 off 24 balls in T20 is easy enough, especially in the last 2 overs. So it says BAL. Now, they would have loved to have Jason Singer out there for the later stages of this one, but now they will either have Jilks or they will be having Sams as well. And what did I guess for the Thunder as well? It says more cake, so we'll have a quick look for this one for the... you said they would chase it down on the final ball of the match, unless you get caught. As Al says at BAL, they did not want to lose in that situation, but currently now it is going to be Alex Ross on strike. Daniel Sams, they have sent him out there, so he is the one that I said they'd send out, and pretty much just give him a couple of balls to try and go berserk, get them about. That's the thing, he can throw away his wicket, but he also, if he gets 1 or 2 sixes in the process, that cuts it down to almost a run a ball. And this over, I think 20 runs gets a Thunder work. Some easy next 3 overs as well, says Vishal. Now, first stop ball of the game for Peter Siddle so far. And the thing is, he's bowled 14 deliveries up till that point. But Siddle charging in. If he can get Alex Ross here, this is a game changer for them. Hit to the leg side there from Alex Ross. Hits it into the deep. And they will just get the single now. Daniel Sams on strike with Peter Siddle, the bowler. Where do you put it for Daniel Sams? Do you drop a couple men out on the offside and bowl outside of off stump, or do you decide to go with the ball in the slot and hope he mishits? It's a very tough man to try and predict where he will be able to hit this ball. Daniel Sams, he loves the leg side, and that is why Peter Siddle will have to make sure that he gets this ball on the right line and length. He's got a massive swing. Daniel Sams, he's sitting on 0 off 0 at the moment, and he is just about to face his first delivery of this matchup. Oh, it's way down the leg side from Peter Siddle, the wide Yorker. And it is going to be the wide. Well, that was a loosener. It's very well taken behind the stumps from Alex Carey, though, to be able to get something on it. It could have easily been 5 wides against Peter Siddle. Oh. Okay, Peter Siddle, I don't know whether or not this is what he just said, but I think I was looking at his name or looking at his mouth, and I think he just said I may have just pulled something. So I hope that's not the case. He might have just been saying something about the field, perhaps. Daniel Sams tries to hit it hard. They will get themselves a single, though, and also Sophia Gogia just had a massive crash in the Super G as well. And there says BAL, so the Super G, which one is that, BAL? Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't really know too much about my Olympics or kind of winter sports type ones. The Super G, is that the super half pipe one? Or half pipe? No. Super G. Super something. Super good, but super not good if she has had a crash. Once again, head to the leg side. They are taking on the single. It's been a good over so far from Peter Siddle, not really linking too many runs off it. He has gone for a total of 8 runs, which probably isn't too bad for the power surge, as the required run rate. Super Giant Slalom as well. And there says BAL. I feel like anything with the name Super and Giant in it means that it was probably a relatively serious one, I would assume, because you're not exactly going up and down a small half pipe for that one, are you? She's the best in the world so far, or was, as well, says BAL. Daniel Sam's out, LBW. Peter Siddle gets his man. And that is going to be Siddle fired up. And that is the wicket that they did need as well. Now, what do you do? Do you send out Ben Cutting or do you send out maybe Matthew Jilks? But Daniel Sams, he is livid with that one as well. And I'm on the floor. I think that's pretty close. And now the Adelaide Strikers actually back to favourites to win this game with that one of Peter Siddle. And he was the big game changer for me, Daniel Sams. But Peter Siddle is the game changer for these Strikers. We have got they're going to be an epic finish. It is indeed, or epic ending. I just remember predicting it's Thunder win at 15 ball spares. They could not be possible, but Thunder win this game is still possible here as well. It's alpine skiing though. So they've sent out now Ben Cutting. One more over of the power surge. They've got 3 overs to get themselves almost 12 runs and over. And this one probably needs to go for about 15 to 20 to have a good old chance. It's pretty close for the LBW. Daniel Sams, he was not happy with that one as well. Was there 2 noises? Possibly get a little bit of bet on it, but now it is going to be Alex Ross. They've got once again bowling here for the Adelaide Strikers. I believe they will be going with Harry Conway. Or do they go Henry Thornton? I think they will go with Conway though. Yep, they are with Henry Conway. Harry Conway, sorry. They got a Harry, they got a Henry, they got a Head, and they have also got themselves. Who else starts with H in the Adelaide Strikers? No one. So no one else. Other than those ones that I said, 186 with 5 balls left. As on there says BAL. And at the moment, it's looking like it is going to be a classic finish into the BBL. But like I mentioned, the Adelaide Strikers just going a little bit more as the favourites at this point in time to be able to go on and win this game. Alex Ross hitting it to the leg side. Looking for the 2. No, they will just get the 1. Now, what does Cutting do here? Does he swing for the fences straight away, or do you go slightly more defensive? You got to know exactly where you want to go. 12 runs and over is going to be required for these guys to be able to go on and get themselves a win for the Sydney Thunder. So you can't exactly muck around too much. The Thunder's still actually 60% according to this one, whereas for myself, it is actually sitting as 43% for the Thunder, 57% for the Adelaide Strikers. As your grandpa's still alive as well, says Xavier Brown. One of them is on my mum's side. But yeah, just the one. I'm still lucky in that regard that I have got 1 out of the 2. Not too bad. Harry Conway now. We sitting there steaming into grease. Daniel Sams, he was dismissed for 1. And in this one now, Ben Cutting, he is sitting on 0 off 0. On strike now. This could be a match-winning innings for Cutting if he can get it right, or it could be a match-ending innings for Ben Cutting if he can't. Tries to hit it to the leg side. That's a good strike of the ball there, not on the radar. And that is going to be 4 runs as well. And also we're going to get him on a stream as well, says Xavier Brown, although my dad hasn't even been on a stream yet. So I'm not sure how it would go with my granddad overall. Although I feel like that's the thing, as long as you guys were like all right, like I feel like he would quite enjoy it as well. Have they taken the surge yet as well, says Aiden. This is during the surge, second over of the surge now. Meanwhile, Quinton de Kock are playing stick cricket against India as well. And also he's not out 111 runs. Yeah, he's doing very nicely, Quinton de Kock. And also Ross's boss tonight for the Thunder as well. And I think he over the line for the Sydney Thunder, says Vishal. But currently now they need 30 more runs off 16 balls. It's going to be a close finish here. The Adelaide Strikers, they need a couple more wickets. Definitely the wicket of Ross. And now also the wicket of Cutting would be a very good one to have as well. Going to be hitting it to the leg side once again. Just getting the single. Oh, good hit for that one. But now Alex Ross, I believe. We got there Hamish Spencer's dad on the stream as well. I mean, if he wants to come on. Oh, maybe it is an option, right? We're looking at Daniel Sams here. He might have hit that one, Daniel Sams. Currently looking like the umpire did decide in the end that it was LBW, now Harry Conway, and be ready to go once again. Well, Alex Ross considered absolutely smacking that one to the fence, but instead it is just going to be the single. He did end up kind of getting, I guess you could say, kind of squeezed up. No, what's the term? Kind of, when you kind of get boxed up? No. What's it called? When you get like kind of, you know, when it's like real close to your body and you can't really get the freedom of the arms. Get squared up? No, squared up, isn't that? I can't think of the word. At the moment, 50-50 almost between these two sides of who is going to be able to go on to face the Sydney Sixers. Ben Cutting gives him space. He's hit it over the top. And that is going to be 4 more runs. Only just cramped for room. That's the one. Cramped. Yep, that is the one. Cramped. I couldn't think of the word. I was saying every word but that one. I think as well. And also everyone in the chat has just got cramped. Simon J. And also Scott has got cramped as well. Peter Siddle just not quite able to get to that one. And Harry Conway once again gets hit to the boundary here by Ben Cutting, having to reach big time for a wicket here. Could be the difference between these two guys, but Ben Cutting sitting on 9 runs off 3 deliveries, currently 56% chance that the Sydney Thunder go on to win this match. Harry Conway, once again, going to be bowling at 24 needed off 13 balls. Advances down the wicket, hits it down the ground, and does get himself the single off the final ball of the over. 23 needed off the last 12, and a super over is coming as well. Says maybe there is a chance, but the power surge was a good first over from Peter Siddle. Ended up getting 2 wickets for himself, the Sanger wicket and also the wicket of Daniel Sands. But then from there, the second one was a little bit more expensive from Harry Conway, although still not terrible for himself. Here we go. Liquid. Currently, like I mentioned, it's pretty much 50-50 between these two sides. They need 23 of the last 2 overs. They've still got 6 wickets in hand, so they can go down swinging. But the thing is, it's not just so much as the factor of you've got those extra men in the sheds. It's each time you lose a wicket, that's a dot ball. And you can't really afford to have too many of them. But it's going to be Peter Siddle bowling up against Ben Cutting. These two have had some good battles over the years. They've also got Conway as an option for the final over. And I believe that will be the bowler that they go with. Unless, of course, they give it to Travis Head or someone along those lines. But currently now, Peter Siddle is going to be bowling it once again. Brilliant delivery, almost bowled Ben Cutting, but it is going to be the dot ball now. Like they said, advantage to the Adelaide Strikers. And also, what did you eat for dinner? Which was it hot chips as well? No, I haven't actually had my dinner yet, but I will be having hot chips after this one. Kenya is beating Japan. They are indeed. So they just scored themselves the one as well, 1-6 and 1-4, and the next 2 ball wanted as well says Michelle. And also we've got that fixed itself, and there says a more cake as well. But currently now Ben Cutting, Peter Siddle is the bowler. Where do they go? That's short. It's hard by Ben Cutting. He's been able to pick the gap, and that's going to be another 4 runs now, making it down to 19 off 10 needed. This one is going down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen, for this matchup. Peter Siddle, he's not too happy with that one. Just ends up getting it as that half volley length. That then meant that Peter Siddle did get hit away to the boundary for 4 out square leg way. Who will crack under the pressure? Cutting, he's been in these positions before. Siddle, he's been in a lot of these. This is going down to the wire. It is indeed. And that puts the advantage back in favour of the Sydney Thunder now. Every ball it's switching. Going to be hit there. Only the single off the under edge. And that is now. Oh. Okay, Peter Siddle is actually pulling up every single ball. And I did mention earlier on how I thought I saw him mouth the words, I think I've pulled something, when he did bowl it down the leg. So I think that could have actually been the case. There's always some time for the drama. Or there is always time for some drama. And also Ben Cutting is why I picked the Thunder to win as well. So here's a BAL. And currently now, the Thunder are the underdogs to be able to go on and win this game. With the fact that it's pretty much every single ball that's going like this. If it's a dot or a single, it goes in favor of the Strikers. If it's a boundary, it goes in the favor of the Adelaide Strikers. Of the Sydney Thunder. Hit down the ground from Alex Ross. Well bowled. Once again from Siddle. Just has to dig that one out. 17 more runs needed off 8. And now I believe with that one, it is going to make the ramping up to maybe about a 60% chance that the Adelaide Strikers win this game. But it is a 50 from Alex Ross. And also 3 big sixes wanted here. As well as says a Visho, and if they can do the job, it would be huge for them in this situation. Ben Cutting, he's sitting on 15 off 7, and also mainly because I know him from the IPL as well. Says BAI, and yeah, he's a very good player. Nathan McAndrew, he looks like he is betting up. Matthew Jilks as well. At the moment, everyone looks like they are getting ready to go for this one. Who wants to be the match winner perhaps in Japan? Winning now. As on there says 8, and also nice 50. And this is BAL, but now Peter Siddle so far only going for the 6 runs. Required run rate is 12.8 per over to be able to go on and get themselves a win. Ben Cutting on strike. It's a good shot down the ground. It's hit hard. It goes straight to the man now. Well bowled by Peter Siddle. And now 16 off 7 balls now for them as well. Ross well played as well, says Vishal, although his job is not done yet. Peter Siddle, he's got one more ball left. He's putting it right on the right slot. 7 runs off it. It's going to be maybe either Conway, Thornton, or Head. I think you go to Harry Conway. You got to. A nice Ross as well. Says Moorcake. A wicket here or a dot ball would be huge for Peter Siddle. Even a single would be absolutely phenomenal for them. And Harry Conway, he'll have to bowl the last over of this match. I'm nervous for both of these sides. 16 more runs needed from 7. It looked like they were going to just breeze to it for the Sydney Thunder at one point, but now 16 off 7. Alex Ross gets it. It's a nice cut shot. It's nicely played out. It is just going to be the single, or is it? They want the 2 runs, and they get there as well. Good run in between the wickets. And that is going to now mean that they will need 14 off the final over of the match now to be able to win it. Need a 6 here, as I says Vishal. So 13 in this final over will mean we go to the super over. 12 will be a loss. 14 will be a win for the Sydney Thunder. This is going to be a close finish, ladies and gentlemen. My prediction didn't work, though. Here's BAL, but 14 needed from the final over. It's going to be an expensive final over. If that is the case, he throws it in. I believe he was safe by a mile, the Alex Ross. Brilliantly done. Gets in. And because of it, the bat is grounded. They are just saying, yep, that one's all good. And you can now go back upstairs and say that it is not out. But 14 needed now for the Sydney Thunder of the final over. 37% chance that the Thunder win this game. 63% chance that the Adelaide Strikers will go on to win it. And Harry Conway now, he has got one job to do, and that's to close out this game. If the Strikers win it, we will see the Strikers take on the Sixers. If the Thunder win it, we will see them take on the Sixers in a Sydney derby with a date with the final up against the Perth Scorchers if they do get the chance. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We've still got plenty more cricket coming on the channel. Also, the rugby a bit later on in a couple hours' time. We are going to be covering the game that has taken place between South Africa and also Australia. But one final over in this game will decide who makes their way through to the next stage of the competition. One team will be winning, one team will be going home. And Harry Conway, all of the weight is on that man's shoulders. Peter Siddle trying to help him with the field set. They've got one man at deep cover. I believe everyone else is on the leg side. Sydney smash if Thunder win in there as well. As there's more cake. Yeah, both sides will be able to have the opportunity of going through, and we will see at least one Sydney team in the final. Or actually, we will see. It's a short ball. It's cutting in the helmet. Ball's a short one, and that is going to be just checking this one. It is called as a short ball as well, and also out says Bez. And in the chat, also they need a 6. Says Grizz, and also come on Thunder, says Vishal. Oh, just get smacked on the helmet there, big cutting. It was an ugly one for him. Unfortunately, also we get out from Bez as well, and also need 3 boundaries here, and I believe they will just be checking this one as well to see whether or not he is going to be all right for this stage. They will just have a little bit of a delay for the next little while. Japan have taken the lead up against Kenya, ladies and gentlemen. And let's go Thunder. Thunder, give me some Thunderstruck as well. And there says Aiden. But it's very close at the moment. They need a total of 13 runs off 5 balls. 3 boundaries will get them at least a super over in this game. But they do need a Piers related to Grava. I think he might be in that regard. Oh, Piers Mobile. So it was actually half-time, 14 points to Japan, as I said, they are leading over Kenya, but they are just talking about the fact that Peter Siddle, he might have a back injury at this stage, so hopefully he is going to be all right for the next little while. But currently it was the short ball from Harry Conway. He's currently just talking tactics with him as well. It does count as the short ball, so if there is another one, I believe that will count as a no ball, and that could be absolutely huge if Harry Conway just pulls the ball back a little bit too short. No try, but over the keeper, a headshot as well, and there says Vishal. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is to give away a dot ball because you decide not to stand and deliver. And also, did you know Sam Fricker, the Australian Olympic diver? As I do not. Haven't heard of the man. As but currently now 13 more runs needed off 5 balls. They're just checking to see whether or not he is going to be all right there for Ben Cutting. Got smacked in the helmet. Alex Ross wanted the single though. And Harry Conway, they are saying there we haven't had a super over this season. Could this be the first game that we do get to see at the target of 185? They still need another 13 to win this game. And it is going to be Alex Ross on strike. They got 3 men in the deep at the MCG. It's a very long boundary. You got to time it. Alex Ross on strike. Advances. Hits it off the edge. Does it go over the top? It does indeed. And it is going to be racing away to the boundary. That is 1 of 3 that the Thunder need to be able to win this match. Just 2 more. It went just over there to Fawad. He's massive on TikTok. 400k followers as well. Wowie. And there says Graz. Currently 8 more runs to take it to the super over. 9 more to win it as well. And it's just over the top of Fawad Ahmed. Graz 10 is Hack as well. And there's Xavier Brown, but he advanced. Alex Rossi knows that he's just got to swing here. If he loses his wicket, though, could be the end of the game. Harry Conway couldn't believe it. He just gives a little nod. Says fair enough for that one as well. But currently, Chris Green can't watch. You wouldn't send that man out to the middle, I don't think, with the way that he is going at the moment. He doesn't know whether or not they've got a spot in the final. Oh, it's a dot ball. Or is it they are going to take no run? Now it's going to be 9 more runs needed. Off 3 balls, 2 boundaries needed. Come on, the Thunder, as says Michelle. I'm very nervous. I realise I can't stretch like that without my voice pretty much disappearing. Well, that one by Harry Conway, the slower ball, taking all the speed off it. Now Alex Rossi's going to be on strike. Once again, I'm nervous with both of these sides. I don't know who's winning it. It should be the Strikers at this point in time. That's 68% likely. Another dot ball would do it, but Alex Ross, the sweepologist, he's called the sweepologist for a reason. He's got power. That one's gone straight up in the air. Is it going to be taken? It's a mix-up. It's a mix-up. Did they take it? No, yes, they did. Thornton was able to nail it. And that is going to be the wicket of Adelaide Strikers. Thornton decided to take the catch instead of the youngster. But 2 fours in the super over as I said, yeah, they're going to need 2 fours in a row here. Well, straight up in the air from Alex Ross. Did not time that one at all. And then from there, Thornton wanted it. Thornton takes it. They go down together, but he was still able to hang on to it the whole time. I was worried that catch could have ended in a fielding tragedy. It could have indeed. Alex Carey, they both ended up smacking into each other. And Thornton, he was still happy with it, the fact that he was able to hang on to it. Well, oh, well, no winnings for me. Oh, well. And there says no mum. Although if there's a 6 and then another boundary, there's a chance 2 fours will take it to a super over. But they certainly need to find some sort of runs off this over. Or this ball, I should say. And it is going to be Ben Cutting sitting on 16 off 9. Theoretically, that man just needs to swing. And they need to try and run as many times as they can between the wickets. If he does miss it, they'll probably only get the 1. But still going to help him. Still going to have another wicket would be nice as well. Would indeed. 9% chance now for the Sydney Thunder to be able to go on and get the win. They are just showing they're no dinner for the kids either, North Mum. And there's his BAL. But Alex Carey was going for it. They ended up taking each other down. Then Thornton from there just casually kind of went, yeah, you know what, I've got it as well. I only lost $1.50 as well. And then says, no, mum, so that is a bonus. I've only gone down by $1.50. And then, but now Alex Ross, he'll be disappointed with that one. Ben Cutting, he's looking cool, calm and collected. He looks like he's half asleep. To be honest, he's looking similar to myself. Good night, Thunder as well. And there's more cake. Currently 9 more runs needed off 2 balls. Harry Conway to bowl this one now. Charging in all. Okay, he didn't like that run up for himself. And also go 6 as make it. And also you can buy YouTube subs, 600 subs, it's $30 as well. Although you're not probably in a good position to do that. Overall, I would recommend not doing that just because then it does kill your channel's momentum. So, and Thunder clowning around in the field earlier as well. So Scott Parker, exactly right. They had a couple of misfields. And because of it, may have cost them the semi-final / kind of semi-final, but not really a semi-final. But now Conway bowling it. It's in the slot. Cutting it down the ground. I don't think he got enough of it, though. It's going to be taken, and that is going to be now the win for the Adelaide Strikers. They will be moving on, and they will be taking on the Sydney Sixers in the next one. The man of the match, third umpire, or not the third umpire. Also, we've got their Sydney losses. Japan about to beat Kenya, says Aiden. Currently there, putting it up in the air for Ben Cutting. If he had got all of that one, it could have been a different story for the later stages, but the MCG such a long boundary. And didn't quite get it over the rope. I think that is the game as well. Hey, Romanian, welcome in, Margarita. And there's now Sebastian, yes, but currently Ben Cutting here is gone. Cobain able to take the catch, 16 runs off 10 deliveries, and Thunder choked. As on there says J. Hayes, yeah. It's going to be a wicket. A hat-trick ball as well, yeah. Alright, Conway. As it has been said by microphone, I'm going to lean back a little bit more and Scorch's morals. As on there. Or morals? I assume that is. And also we've got there nice stuff. Strikers, as I says Aussie Mozzie and J.A. Shut up. As I says the models. And also we've got there quick or quite a collapse at the end there. And also we've got there he's on a hat trick. As I says Big J, he is indeed a 4 and a no ball. Says, I don't know, man, it could change the game, but surely he's putting it behind another nail biter game. Unless this one slips out of the hand, you'd literally be willing to chase it down there at about 120 to make sure that it does go right and go. Strikers says DGC and also loves seeing a Sydney team get knocked out, says Aussie Mozzie, and can't believe that the Strikers knocked out the Thunder So it says Sebastian, and they're currently on about a 6-match win streak for the Sydney Thunder as well. Oh, it's hit well by McAndrew. Oh, no, he's dropped the hat-trick ball for Jono Wells. He's put it down. And Harry Conway, he is going out there. He's going out having you drop that one, but he is still happy enough. Harry Conway, he's saying, don't worry about it, mate. We have made it through. And the Adelaide Strikers, they are moving on. Hat-trick balls, SSJ, or TGC as well. Let's go. Here's LJ. So they have been able to get themselves the win there for the Sydney Thunder. Okay, Harry Conway just doing his Bumble impersonation once again, predicted 178. So it says JA, so we'll have to quickly go in there, and also streaming service, the bed. As I said, Scott, what streaming service were you with, mate? Do let me know. Because I know that some of them, like, that's the thing for the rugby last night for Spark Sport, it actually completely cut out. I was like, let's go Strikers as well, and also no way 8 and the Scorchers should be winning this season as well. And then says Sebastian. And also we have got there, do you think the Strikers can beat the Scorchers? It's going to be a tough game, that is for sure. So now we will look through and we will see straight away. Where is Jays? Where is Jays? Where is Jays? Where is Jays? Did you actually predict it, Jay? If you did, I did not mark it, unfortunately, there. And also, we're going to well played a little bit short. Thunder is on Strikers versus Sydney Sixers on Wednesday. Let's go as well. Says TGC, and that is going to be a very good one. And Japan has won now, so it was a big upset in the sevens of the Vitbox. As on there says Scott Parker. Oh, so they probably ended up finding that one, I guess. And then also Thunder emotional damage as well. And will Strikers beat the Sixers? It's going to be a tough game, but the way that the Strikers are going at the moment, they're on fire. And that's on I said 166. As L says AJ, also says LJ, and yep, says JA7. Nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be back in a couple hours' time with the sevens, so be sure to stick around for that. But if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And we are also going to be back for next Wednesday. We know it's going to be the Strikers taking on the Sixers. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.